black symbol, the black Seminole. African Rambo, wrong. What's wrong, Mr. Man? Your eyes are low, and you're walking with both hands on your head. His response, he's on a clean, clean high. Both feet up on the ground, but his head's way, way, way in the sky. The black Seminole, head general. Distant connections, a large interval. A black man with mouth. No time to joke around. The kid is not into.
Hey, we're getting better. It's getting better. I think they're starting to wake up a little bit. Well, yeah, we got a little room for improvement. Got about 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes before NSC 36. You say, oh, let me try. Hello. Oh, you guys do it better for him. I see how it is. Let's try one more time. Hello. All right, I guess that's going to be our new thing for tonight. Yeah, we'll do that randomly throughout the night. Although you're not going to need me to get pumped up, because the race action is going to be one for the books.
Now.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me. I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me. You left me falling and landing inside my grave. I know that you want me dead. I take prescriptions to make me feel A-OK. okay. I know it's all in my head. I have these lucid dreams where I can't move a thing, thinking of you in my bed. You were my everything, thoughts of a wedding ring. Now I'm just better off dead. I'll do it over again. I didn't want it to.
Can you turn up? Oh, there we go.
I can hear you. You hear me?
Yep.
Check, check,
Mike,
check.
check, check, check.
Check, check. We good?
You can do that too. That's a good one. That's classic.
Yeah.
Last year I was like this.
Don't know what to do with my hands.
What do I do with these? I threw it over the right shoulder, the wire. Heartbreaker again.
Guys, we're getting ready to go live. Just doing some final testing.
Check, check,
So
check,
if you're
check.
on the live feed, we will start our broadcast shortly.
Yo, look at me, guys. Cheeks. Oh, fuck.
Who does that?
Sorry. I'll change it right now.
Timer on.
I'll change it right now. Sorry. Listening.
Ford joined first on my right. He is a 3-time world medalist, 3-time national champion. Been on that world team so many times I can't even count. One of the OGs of the NSC. Too many podium appearances to count. He's been in the Grand Champions race 8 times. My dog, Stephen S. Carter, man.
Good to see you, my guy.
Absolutely,
Thanks for having
man.
me.
Absolutely. And to my left, the big man. Okay, this is one of the greatest skaters that we've seen, especially in the endurance division in the NSC. He's a 5-time grand champion, multiple-time world team member, and most importantly, he has 4 skaters that'll be represented here in the NSC in his coaching career. We got the big man, Michael Cheeks.
Thank you, my friend. Glad to be here. Glad to be back.
Man, and we got a really, really exciting event. So kind of starting with the women's side in the endurance division, talk to the fans at home. Who's your favorite? Who's your sleeper pick for tonight?
It's got to be Jessica Brooks. Right now, I mean, she's the one on top. She's the one, all the girls are chasing her. She's chasing a legacy. She's trying to go down as one of the best. She's without a doubt your favorite. Sleeper, Tori Weber. Skated well at trials.
Absolutely.
Skated really well at trials. She's got to be the one that everyone's like, where is she at? She's young. 16, 15, 16?
Listen, sometimes when you're that age, right?
You don't know.
You ain't worried about rubbing feather. Kind of favorite that you like in the sprint division, and who would be a sleeper in that same division?
Man, that's tough, right? Like, so you got like a deep field of girls, right? So if I go down to it, you did steal Tori from me because Tori would have been my rookie. So if I go down to the whole thing and I look out this field right here, I think it's anybody's game, to be 100% honest with you. I'm not going to put my name on anybody until I see one race happen.
Sure. You know, I know one person to keep in mind, obviously, is Jasmine Foster. She's a veteran.
Jazzy's a vet now with this whole crew.
Which is crazy,
They're,
right?
they're all new. We were just talking about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
They're all new, but we got vets that are like only several years old.
Right.
And some of us are several thousand years old.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Well, going back to you, Carter, let's talk about the men's side. Who was kind of your favorite pick on the sprint side, and who's a sleeper that maybe the folks at home don't quite know about?
I'm going to go with Melton, like Jacob Melton. Kid's been killing it. He's coming up and doing whatever. He would have been my rookie, but I feel like he's ready to take the stage and do what he got to do right now. And then if I went with a sleeper right now, I think would be Alex.
Yeah, well, listen, Alex Holmes, vet.
They're
right?
counting him out. He's old head, right?
Him out. He's
old
old
head.
head
He's
now.
I feel like he can do what he needs to do if he gets off that line.
And when you really look at that men's side, you know, you kind of look at, we talked about Alex obviously being one of the older guys, and there's really not a deep pool of veteran guys right now, right? Donovan Sellers is another guy that's been in the league 10-plus years, but outside of those two guys, it's really pretty new. So
Yeah.
as we kind of move forward on the endurance side, who are some guys that you really look forward to watching, maybe a favorite, and who's a sleeper on that side of it?
So on the favorite side, you got to go. There's 2 people. I know you want a favorite.
That's okay.
There's got to be
That's
2.
okay. We
You
can
got to go
have
Gabe
both.
Lyons,
Yeah.
who was
yeah.
last year's endurance
Left
champion.
Gabe out.
Yep.
And then Spencer Curtis,
Ooh.
who's been
Both.
crushed sprints. This year's a distance guy.
Which is key.
We were watching him.
And he has basically zero regard for his body.
None. And, you know,
Look it out.
Side is, it's wide open, right? We had Zach Stoppelmore who won a year ago.
he's not here.
But he ain't here. got that experience. But again, you talked about Spencer Curtis, right? We talked about some sleepers with Miles Mead, right?
See one race go down, I can tell you kind of how it's going to fall at that point. But right now, I think it's anybody's game.
I think so too. Now, talk to us a little bit about, obviously you guys are monumental in this sport in terms of guys that did it for a long time. You guys were doing it at a high level before there was any NSC. We bring NSC to the table. You guys are absolutely the pioneers of this deal. Talk to us a little bit about how that experience have shaped, obviously.
We're doing different things. I like to think I'm very successful in life. Without skating, it wouldn't have been direction that I had to challenge myself to do the next thing. So now everything that I do outside of skating, it could be a pool league.
Now, Cheeks, talk just a little bit about it, and then we're going to get over to our event with Rob Skate.
I mean, the thing for me is like NSC changed the whole game. Before NSC, indoor skating wasn't global.
Right.
Now, I mean, obviously they race places, but people didn't see what we did here.
Right.
But now, everyone's seen NSC.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I mean,
yeah.
They make posts 50,000 views. Like, NSC's changed the game as far as now you can skate indoor and people will see you skate indoor.
Which is awesome because, again, this is just such a amazing sport in terms of the visual aspect, the physical aspect. Obviously, you guys know how hard you have to train for, some of these races are, a minute and a half, right? But you're training so hard for that minute and a half.
It's true.
Now, we are going to turn it over to our live event with our guy, Rob Campbell, a.k.a. Rob Skate, and he's going to get you guys going and get this event started.
Rob Skate, where you at? NSC 36, how we feeling?
So Rob's out there now introducing everybody as we come through right now, bringing us into the intro.
We had a couple of technical difficulties with Rob's mic, but that's okay. That's the thing about the NSC.
We are live.
Listen, we are live. We don't worry about problems. We just solve them.
Keep it moving.
So let's talk just a little bit more about the event. There's a couple of things that I think that we changed in the NSC that have really been, I don't want to say revolutionary, but it really changed the way just the event has done. First of all, and I'm going to talk with Carter about this because you're more of our sprint specialist here, we now have an automated start.
Sure.
How do you think that's changed the way, even as you skated, how you approached it, or how these athletes may approach it tonight?
I think it's more mentally challenging with the whole audio now, because now you're thinking you can time it every time, but you psych yourself out listening to it. You're like, okay, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Like you try to count it down. Doesn't always work that way in your mind because your body wants to move before your mind moves.
100%.
Right? So it's a good thing and a bad thing for sprinters, because when we have that rule that when you jump,
yes,
it's charged to the field.
Big rule change there. So for the folks at home that may not understand that rule change yet, now any false start is charged to the field. So there is no more moving them 4 feet back.
Sure.
That's for everybody. Next one that jump, you out.
And you could be the person that caused it, and you could be the person out. Just depends on what happens. Like, I think the audio is great because it keeps everything consistent and unified, but at the same time, it can be a detriment.
No question. Now, something else that I think is very different about the NSC is our D. I've just seen too many times where skaters just get called out. How do you feel about that D-class rule that we have in the NSC?
I mean, it's the right move. If you're in first and second and you're a corner in front, there's a bump. First place goes to second place, but it wasn't a clean pass. Just move second up, keep the placements the same. Third and fourth winning the race anyway.
That's exactly right. And I think one of the cool things that we're incorporating this particular event is we've got the capability for instant replay. Now, our head referee, Brian Hayes, he does a phenomenal job. He's really been a phenomenal ref in terms of the amount of athleticism, the amount of skill, right? It's a hard job.
Yeah.
But what we've done this year is now if Brian is close on a call, he's going to go to the camera. So how do you think that'll really change the outcomes of some of those calls?
For me, I kind of wish it was installed like when I was racing, but I'm not going to talk about that part of it, right? I think it's going to be night and day better for the referees. You'll be able to call something and see it, but then have the dignity to go back and check the video to see what actually took place and slow it down in your mind versus what you saw, and put both of them together and make a good call.
Sure, and I think that's kind of the beauty of it, right? The ability to have the humility as a ref to say, man, I might not have been right.
I'm a human.
Right.
I'm
Things
a human.
happen.
I make mistakes too.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's good. I think we're gonna get a more fair outcome, and that's what we want, right?
That's all we want. We want. Well, when you think about some of the racing that's going to happen tonight, when you guys are getting ready for these events, for example, your preparation, what are some things that you really did to train specifically for NSC? Because it's very different than a lot of other events.
I trained the schedule. So for me, I trained how the schedule ever changed, right? So for me, I knew what the last schedule was. I would give myself those type of breaks because that's kind of the routine that you're going through while you're racing, right? I want to be on my game for the schedule. And it's an interval thing, it's a repetition thing, it's all that because we come here, we race, but the problem that you can't really train for is the intensity, right? You can skate as hard as you want, but that intensity level will change based on being here and based on training on your own. So I train for the schedule.
Which is very different. How about you, Cheeks? What are some things you did specifically when you were training for NSC?
I'm gonna let you in a little secret.
Okay.
I had a key to the ring. I used to go in after
Extra time.
session, and I would skate NSC. I would do the event by myself, after session, all alone, no one in the building, just me in the building, and I would go do the event.
I'll get this wire down eventually so I'm not jumping rope on it.
Well, as you guys can see, we have our athletes coming out. We have a phenomenal roster this year. You know, we've got guys and girls from all over the country. And when you really look at this event, I think that's part of I think the attraction to this event, right? You can be a fan in the Northwest region, the Southeast region, Northeast region, and you have someone to root for out here.
Yeah, I agree. The field is so deep and diverse across the U.S. versus when we started. It was kind of hand-picked and kind of getting things off the ground. It was basically a lot of people over in the Pacific Northwest because it was cheaper, right? You're getting a business off the ground. That's kind of how you have to populate things at that point. And then you were scattered with like people like me and Cheek and like people that were vets and OGs in the game to kind of put some names to the fame. But for the most part, now we have probably the most diverse field I think we've had, and I think it gets more and more diverse as we go.
As you see Tori Weber coming out, one of the rookies I'm super excited about watching. She had an unbelievable NSC trials back in March, and the thing that was crazy about Tori, she was injured going into that event. Going into that event, I think she broke her radius. She was telling me something like that, but it really didn't stop her from doing a single thing. She went out there, did her thing, really dominated the trials, and now she's here as a pro. Now, her injury is still lingering a little bit, so you may see her with a little brace on, but that's definitely one of the rookies I know I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I agree. I'd have to agree with you there.
Now, obviously, you guys, veterans in the game, want to talk just a little bit about Tori's dad, Dave Weber. Obviously, he's done some phenomenal things to help uplift our sport. I mean, the man built a freaking track.
Yeah.
We had, one or two tracks in the country.
And none of them were up to the world standard, and now we got one.
Now we got one.
Now
and
we got one that's on point.
And it's really provided an awesome opportunity for athletes in the U.S., not only for training purposes throughout the year, but when you think about your guys' experiences in World Team, when most of the time in residency, everybody was together.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's training. That changed over the years, and I think this bringing of the track with Dave Weber has really kind of changed the game in that respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're not behind the 8-ball as much.
Not at all. And I think, hopefully that translates this year and as we go on for years to come.
You're already seeing in Europe, too.
Sure.
We have people medaling in Europe where before we didn't.
Right.
Not
That's
even
a very
top
good
10s.
point.
We didn't even have top 10s.
Yeah, we have people winning races now.
Yeah.
One of the guys that didn't get mentioned as a sleeper, and he'll be competing in the endurance division, and kind of speaking of some of those races overseas, Ryan Dawson.
Ryan Dawson had
He got switched over
year.
to distance, right?
Yeah,
He did. He got switched over to distance. We had a late scratch. Aiden Saylor, if you're listening, man, shout out to you. We know you had some stuff that happened that wouldn't allow you to come. Obviously, we'd love to see Aiden racing. But that gave Ryan the opportunity to go over to distance where I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cheeks here, I think he's got a pretty good shot at mixing it up.
Absolutely. I was watching the warm-ups. He looked good.
Hey, not for nothing to go back to Aiden Saylor. Hey, congratulations. Baby on the way.
Baby on the way, man.
Congratulations, man. Sorry you can't be here, but congratulations. I want to give you guys a good shout out.
And I think that's kind of the cool thing, especially for me, You know, it's been a long time since I've competitively skated, but I've always followed the sport for as long as I can remember. And just building those relationships and seeing skaters that they're doing other things, right? Like, we always look at these racers almost like objects. Like, they don't have real lives and they don't do other things. But really pretty cool stuff happening for Aiden Salick. Again, congratulations to you guys. Welcoming a child here soon. So we're going to be wrapping it up here as these skaters warm up. But, you know, before we do that, talk to me a little bit about, you're already at the race. You've done your track warm-up before the event starts. You kind of get this last little warm-up. What are some things that you guys tried to tool in this last kind of initial warm-up before the event gets rolling? Cheeks, we'll start with you.
Look, this is a nervous warm-up. I'm going to be honest. Everyone's warm. Everyone's ready to go right now. This is a nervous warm-up. Everyone out there, look, you can look in the middle. You see the people rolling around? We're just nervous right now. We're just trying to burn some nerves before the race. When you're out there right now, all you want is the race to start. You're over it. You're ready to go. This is just for, you know, a last few minutes to get ready. Make sure we're ready. Make sure everything's ready. If you're an athlete right now, you want the gun to go off.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, for you, Carter, obviously being more of a sprinter, did you do anything in this warm-up that maybe you didn't do in the previous warm-ups?
I paid attention to my corners. Like, it didn't have to be fast. I didn't have to skate them. Obviously, if I'm not ready for the corner when I get here, I'm not going to be ready for the race. I would pay attention to the corners. I would roll the corners. You never really saw me doing hot laps for warm-ups. I would be the guy that's in the middle or on the outside. I'm looking at the track. I'm seeing if there's spots that may come to be a problem for me during the race. But for the most part, I was paying attention to my corners because I feel like that's where most of it's won. If I can get to a corner, if I can get to a corner successfully, for many different reasons, which I'm sure we'll touch on all the way through, I felt like I was going to have a good night at that night if I could get through the corner successfully.
Especially in those sprint races, right? Because they're so short, there's very low margin for error. You got to get that stuff dialed in. Now, going back to you, Carter, when you were competing in the NSC, and I'm sure you could probably throw on skates right now and get in the mix, at least in the 300.
Sure.
But what are some things that you thought about when you were looking at the competition? Did you ever even worry about that? Did you ever size those guys up, or was it kind of like, hey, it really doesn't matter what they do because I'm going to do me?
I played the game from the ready area onto the floor all the way through. If I showed that I looked like I was ready to compete and I was ready to go to war, I got in somebody's head at that point, right? So that was part of the battle. The other part of the battle, right, like, I just went out and did my thing. I just got on the floor, and I knew it was time to work, and I'm doing what I need to do to win. Yes. Might not always work out that way, but I always got on the floor knowing that this is what I'm doing. And I'm giving away secrets at this point. You gave away a secret earlier. Here's a secret.
It's okay.
I used to watch, and granted, you said we got a little bit of time in sprints, right? Yep. I used to watch people skate their corners during the race, during warm-ups, to see where their weaknesses were at, where I could capitalize when I was racing them. Because I would have capitalized on anything that I see as a weakness, that I thought was a weakness that I saw. Whether it worked or not was a different story.
Sure.
But
well, it worked a lot for you, though.
I paid attention.
You paid attention now.
Did my homework.
You definitely did your homework. Well, Cheeks, talk to us a little bit about the floor conditions. I know this floor seems really fast.
Really fast.
Hey, fun fact, we're on cement. Wood over cement. I don't know if the viewers at home understand this, but us veteran skaters up here understand what the speed looks like. So I just wanted to throw that fun fact out here. I think there's going to be I'm pretty sure there's going to be some records falling this year.
We watched last night, and it was fast. And I'm going to let you know, I think it's faster tonight.
Well, that's the thing, you know, and this is something that a lot of veteran skaters know, but as this floor gets a chance to cure, right, kind of set itself, it ain't going to do nothing but get faster.
Nothing but get faster.
Facts.
Now, another guy that we talked briefly about, but a guy that I like talking about because I've seen him kind of throughout his career, but Donovan Sellers. Both of you guys have raced Donovan multiple times over the years, especially in NSC. He's a veteran. And we'll start with you, Cheeks. What do you think some things that would possibly be advantages for someone that's skated as many races as Donovan's had?
First off, he's not nervous at all. I talked to him. He's not nervous. He's done this. He's been here. You see the younger guys, and you can tell. You talk to them, everything, their cadence in their voice is a little bit off. Something's different. With him, he's ready. He's good to go. He's relaxed. He's going to have fun.
When you look at his record over the years, the guy has 31 podium appearances. What was something that stood out for you when you raced Donovan?
Donovan panics but doesn't panic, right? When you're racing him and you see him racing, you can see it in his face that he's like, I got to make a move, but he's always in the moment, calm and collected, ready to make whatever move he needs to make, right? I will tell you, though, the one thing, devil's advocate, from what you said about him, that whole thing, I lost that at some point of being nervous, and that nerves, that's that antidote for that race. That's that fuel. Like, that's like buying that high octane gas.
Right.
Like, you have those butterflies, that should fuel you. But it's a slippery slope, too.
Man, I tell you what, we're getting rolling here. We're going to go with heat number 1 of the men's 300 meters. Coming on the floor, we got a rookie, number 77. We got Roman Alvarado. He's coming from us from Orlando, Florida. Roman looked really solid in the warm-ups yesterday. He's going to be a guy that I know will mix it up. In lane number 2, we've got Cam, man.
Don't forget.
Young Cam James, man. We're talking about a guy who's been out here, and it's kind of crazy for Cam because, right, he's been in the league for a while, but he hasn't skated every event.
So
But when
people
he
forget.
skated, but when he skated, this guy's been good.
Don't forget the Armory when he blasted the whole field. 300 meter, he was gone. No one was close.
Easy.
There he is.
Oh, you were in
There's
the field?
Roman.
Too soon?
Hey, man, too soon now, too soon. And we talked about Donovan Sellers. There goes Cam. And Alex Holmes, man, crazy legs, man. Again, another veteran. I'm telling you what, NSC 36, we ain't playing. We said, hey, we got heats, but these heats fit to be exciting. So
You did just call out Cameron James, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cameron had a great start. I jumped, and
My man's-
he did work. I won the start. He did work. No, he never came back.
Now, Carter, talk to me a little bit about 300 meters, right? What's your mentality going in the race? With this new animated start, the new false start rules, do you really force the issue on the first one?
Is Donovan jumping on purpose?
I do because of the simple fact I want to keep everybody honest.
Oh, and of course, there's no doubt. Listen, I haven't seen a 300 meter in this league since I've been doing this. I've been doing this for almost 15 years, and we always have at least one jump.
Yeah.
So we'll get it out the way. So it looks like Jacob Anderson, number 99, he's going to, again, this is charged to the field, so Jacob doesn't need to go 4 feet back. Nobody has a disadvantage, but if anyone else jumps, they go.
The thought process behind this that the guys probably don't think about right now is that you don't need to win this start in the heat to make it to the final.
Third place.
Right.
So everybody is still on that mentality that I need to win this start to make it out. You don't. You can still be calm and collected, but the problem is it's a sprint, right? So you're probably not going to be dialed in there.
And again, you talked about the nerves, Cheeks, and you know, you look at this group, we have kind of a mix, right? We got some veteran guys, we got a rookie in the mix. Oh, Donovan got away with one, but hey.
Whoa,
wow.
Whoa.
He's out.
It's okay. We don't
And
ask
he's out.
questions. That's the judgment call. Here goes Cam James. He's going to move up into that top spot as we cross the NSC timeline.
I think
James,
Cameron's gonna-
Sellers. Alvarado trying to make a move. Does not get there. Is he going to get there? They are rubbing. And you know, hey, if it ain't rubbing, it ain't racing.
Back.
Here we go. 1 lap to go. That placement's going to stay the same. Cameron James, Roman Alvarado, Donovan Sellers. Alex Holmes trying to make a move, and it looks like he's going to get it at the line. And we'll get you official results when we get to those finals. But unofficially, Cameron James, Roman Alvarado, and Alex Holmes. And it's a tight one there now. What did you think there at the end, Carter?
I think that Donovan still edged him out at the line. I could be wrong, but what I saw, I thought Donovan still came in that third spot. Cameron capitalized, right? All you need is one pass behind you for you to be safe.
Absolutely. And again, that's a skater you're familiar with, Cheeks, obviously having coached this kid since a young man. What did you think about his race right there?
He just does what Cameron does, man. Just gets out and goes.
I love it. I love every second of it. Well, listen, guys, we ain't wasting any time showing some exciting racing tonight. We got heat number 2 coming up. But, Carter, as you look at that first heat, is there anything that stood out and that may translate into the final?
So I can tell you the one rule that I think we implemented a while back, and correct me if I'm wrong, lean is good, foot movement is not.
Right.
So I think that's what we witnessed just now.
Okay.
Donovan is a master of the lean before the foot movement.
And I'll tell you what, I really love
got Alex
that
is
about
third.
the league. So Alex was officially
Alex
third.
is the third.
Okay, well, there's the official results. Cameron James, Roman Alvarado, and Alex Holmes will be moving on to that 300-meter final a little bit later tonight. What's really neat, though, is seeing some veteran guys already mixing it up.
Sure.
And those younger guys do not care.
Not at all.
Here we go. We're going to have heat number 2 coming out. We got Hot Rod, Michael Pasquarella. He won the 300-meter at NSC 35, so he's got to be a guy that we're looking forward to race. Steven Spangler, he's a rookie. Steven, former football player, played high school football down in Florida. He's going to be a guy that I think can mix it up. We got Nigel Gay, we're rocking the number 5. He's another rookie. I had the pleasure of inviting Nigel to the NSC. We got my guy, Jacob Melton. Steven, you talked about him a little bit. He's a guy that we know can really go. We'll see if he can get off the line. Okay, it looks like we got Jamie Hayes, okay, in that 5th spot. And then rounding out our field, Dayton Ristine. Dayton, a late ad. Again, we had Aiden Saylor drop. We had moved over Ryan to the endurance event, and so we were able to pick up Dayton, who's been in the league now for 3 years. And he's another guy that has been in the league, so he has a little bit of experience. So we'll see how this plays out. So again, remember, top 3 will qualify to tonight's final.
Look for Dayton on this one.
Oh, I like it. We got a clean start. Whoa!
Do we?
Can I call it? Can I call it?
Who do you
Doesn't
like?
matter who it was. I think it was Pasquarella on the inside, but I don't think it was meant to be a jump. I think it was meant to get in front of the pack.
I'm not certain that if that was a jump, then the last one wasn't a jump.
And again, I know we talked the difference between movement and foot movement.
Yep.
And again, I thought that was pretty clean, but you know what? Brian Hayes, Al Tinsley, and them, I'm going to let them take care of business down on the
That's why we're up here and they're done.
That's exactly why we're up.
But we did implement the lean, and the foot movement's a different thing than the lean.
Which I love, which I think is the right move. And again, if you're not physically taking any, gaining any ground, you really don't have an advantage.
Yes.
Let's see if we get off to a clean start this time around. And we do. Whoa, I can't see.
Hey, you ready? Bump, bump.
Uh-oh, let's see who we get here. I didn't see a lot of movement, especially when compared to heat number 1.
I think the 3rd spot.
I was seeing. I
calling
think it's
3rd
Hayes. I think it's Jamie
Let's
Hayes.
see it. Maybe Jamie Hayes. We may have Jamie Hayes out of here. We don't know yet. We'll get you the official result here.
None of the athletes are giving anything away, but it kind of.
Jamie Hayes, son of our head referee, who's here on the stage, that is his son, and it looks like it is going to be Jamie Hayes.
That's a long walk right here.
That's
by
a
a
long
walk,
walk.
I mean a roll.
That's tough. And we also have Joshua. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm going to call it Joshua J. Josh J, one of our referees, who also coaches Jamie. So I know that's not a.
Isn't it
easy
Joshowicz?
call. Joshowicz. There we go. You're better with the enunciations than me, Carter. Okay, a little bit better of a start here, and it looks like. We were 3 wide in that first straightaway, but Hot Rod, Michael Pasquarella. Here comes Jacob Melton on the outside as we cross the NSC timeline. We got 2 laps to go. Steven Spangler with a move. Pasquarella right back up. No shame in his game. Very calm and collected. We got 1 lap to go. Those placements stay the same. Melton. Pasquarella, hold on now. Dayton Ristine trying to make a move, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. They're fighting across the line, but unofficially, Michael Pasquarella, Jacob Melton, and Steven Spangler.
A little slower than the last one.
A little slower in terms of
But
time.
not much.
But I'll tell you what, that action, boy, those guys were fighting till the death, figuratively speaking. And we've got, again, some exciting racing already rolling
So,
in
Cheek,
block 1.
Were you like me when you raced in the heats? Like, as long as I knew I was making it out,
I'm
I
good.
didn't really care what the clock said. I actually
yeah.
wanted my time to be slower because I wanted somebody to count me out and think that I wasn't capable of doing a faster time than that.
Yeah, I was never a clock guy. I'm still not a clock guy. All the athletes, what am I time? I don't care.
Right.
Did you go hard?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what really matters, right?
Who crossed the line
Who crossed
first?
first?
That's it.
Well, Carter, going back to you, man. So we just witnessed it, a whole bunch of high-speed passing. As an athlete, and not necessarily how you looked at it, but in general, when you're passing at those high speeds, when do you know when to throw it? When do you know when not to throw it?
He doesn't know when not to throw it.
I don't.
That's why I'm not asking him personally. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, so in general, it's like it's a feeling, right? Like you can only do what you can do at a certain time. Your steps have to be right, has to be calculated correctly, and that's the only way you get a clean pass off. Otherwise, it's just to drop the anchor and hope for something.
Sure.
At that point.
Sure, no doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, the men's heat started out exciting, but these women now, and especially Jessica Brooks, our current grand champ, I'm excited to watch this young woman race. She is incredible. Here she is, rocking the black suit, number 33. Now, obviously, I know you have experience with Jessica. You work with her a little bit throughout the season. What are some things, Cheeks, that you can tell us about her mentality-wise?
She's a monster. She's a monster. She's the one that wants to race the guys at practice and gets mad when she loses. She's not just like, I want to race the guys. She wants to beat the guys.
She wants to beat them. Well, in lane number 2, we got Gracelyn Marlowe Alpers. She's from Tracy, California. She's a second-year athlete. We're excited to watch her. We got JoJo Holsworth from Vero Beach, Florida, will be in lane number 3. Coming out, Michaela Lyons. Crazy to see Michaela being one of the more veteran athletes in the league. I remember when she was just starting skating. Seems like just yesterday. We got Jalen Godden. She has been impressive in some races. She's been a little inconsistent, but look for her to mix it up for sure. I know we talked a little bit about it, Cheeks. Sometimes she kind of gets herself in trouble.
She's aggressive.
She's very aggressive.
Aggressive is good. Sometimes you get too aggressive.
I like finesse. I'm a finesse kind of guy.
Out there in lane number 6, we got Tori Weber. Talked about Tori, a young athlete, impressive trials. Really is interested to see if she can mix it up here in the endurance event. We got Paige Dawson rocking the number 10. You know, Paige and her brother Ryan, you know, originally from the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area. They have now since moved down to Florida to start training. And then rounding out our field on the endurance side, one of our rookies, Sadna Ganasan. And Sadna is another skater that's new to the league. Sadna representing South Windsor, Connecticut. Also got to invite her to the league. One of the most genuine responses to that invite that we've seen, which was awesome.
So Mike Gooden has been a staple for several years now in
Sure.
building his team with a lot of fresh talent and things like that. So I expect to see some things out of her throughout this. And if not tonight, sooner than later.
Absolutely, and I think sometimes in these races when you're young, you've watched all these racers kind of as you grew up, and now all of a sudden you're in the same races with them. Oh, I love it. Okay, Jessica Brooks. We know she likes to skate from the front. She wants to control the race. Tori Weber in that second spot, and JoJo Holsworth holding it down the third spot. Race starting out a little slow, Cheeks. What is your strategy if you're here in the front?
Well, let's watch and see how much intimidation Jess has. Are they going to follow? Tori immediately says no.
Oh, wow.
We're going up front.
Love to see the aggressiveness out of the youngster. Here we go. Michaela Lyons, Jessica Brooks moving up in that 1 and 2 spot as we cross the timeline.
What you don't want to let her do is be comfortable. You can't let her sit there. Someone has to challenge her. If she just let her lead out to the sprint, she's probably going to win.
I love to see the action in the pack, like the double late passes, and the action like that is great.
And what's really been awesome about this race so far is look how much action there is. Like you said, Carter, we're not just talking about those top 4 spots. Look at all the action in that 6th through 8th spot here. We got
jockeying all the way to the back.
They are jockeying all the way. Here goes Gracelyn moving up in that 3rd spot. Michaela Lyons controlling the pace up front. Jessica Brooks in that 2nd spot. We talked about Gracelyn. She's in the 3rd spot, and Tori Weber in that 4th spot. Here we go. Looks like they're going to start picking it up here. Just over 9 seconds on that last lap. 5 laps to go now. Here we go. We got Michaela Lyons in the 1st spot. Jessica Brooks holding it down in 2nd. Gracelyn Marlowe Alpers in 3rd spot. And Tori Weber right there still hanging on in the 4th spot.
This is where she makes.
Yep, go ahead.
This is where she makes her move. It'll be right here.
And look how calm Jessica Brooks looks in that 2nd spot. Just kind of drafting, feeling it out, waiting to make her move, taking a peek to make sure no one's trying to pass. And we're going to cross the timeline. 2 laps to go. Here she goes.
Game over.
Our grand champion starting to turn up. Here she goes.
Baby, come back.
Oh, boy. Here's the gap. Final lap. Let's see what we got here with Jessica Brooks well out in front. But Michaela Lyons holding strong in that 2nd spot. And that's how they're going to finish. Jessica Brooks, Michaela Lyons, and looks like Gracelyn Marlowe Alpers in that 3rd and final podium spot. Man, I'm telling you what, we got some exciting racing starting off the bat.
Man, she might be untouchable tonight, my guy.
Woo, the way she skated
She
that
didn't
race.
even, doesn't even
hard
like
to
she
beat.
broke a sweat to break that gap.
She was confident. There was no point she even looked like she was challenged.
She looked like you. Looked like a young you.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jessica Brooks showing why she currently is our grand champion. She put a hurting on them girls at that end there.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably really similar to how we'll see her race later in the 1,000.
You could see too that there's a little intimidation there. They let her do what she wanted. She sat in second place. She didn't have to work. She was in front. She sat there. She dropped a second, hugging her mom now, and she was in control of that whole race. Even when she wasn't leading, she was still in control.
Even when she wasn't leading, she controlled the race, and that's something that I think, hey, when you're in a race, you're the favorite, and you have the confidence to do that, boy, what does that do for the rest of the field?
Here we go. Records fall.
Oh, my goodness.
Records
We had
fall.
a new women's 1,300. What we say, 209?
My man,
Wow.
tonight is going to be electric.
Woo! Hey, Cheeks, you talked about it earlier. She's not really worried about placement. She's worried about legacy at this point.
She wants to be the best. She wants when people talk about the best girls, she wants it to be her.
And I tell you what, she's in that conversation, and there's no doubt about it. In terms of female indoor skaters right now, I have not seen a lot of challengers, especially on the endurance side. Now, we'll see our sprinters, right? They're going to be coming up here shortly. But I think Jessica really kind of set the tone in a lot of ways, at least in the endurance division.
Absolutely. She looks locked in. It's early. It's the first race, but she looks ready.
Well, man, I tell you what, we're starting it off, and there's no doubt this event has a lot more to come. In fact, we got our women's 500-meter ladies warming up on the track. We talked about Jazzy Foster being one of the favorites here. Mackenzie Robinson, crazy enough, I think this is her third year now in the NSC. I know she's been a real competitor over the last 3 years. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing happen. And then we'll have our first men's final coming up with the 1,000. Carter, talk to us a little bit about, we watched the men's 300 heats. The 500 is a little bit different. As we have the women's 500 coming up, talk to us a little bit about the differences between the 300 meter and the 500 meter.
So you don't think there's much difference with a 300 meter and a 5? It's 2 laps difference, right? Obviously, everybody can count. I don't need to do the math for everybody. But it's a big difference at that point, right? There's some people that can get up front, win the start, and their goal is to win the start and try to die on the cross, right?
Sure.
Sometimes it's not the best thing to do unless you can go out there and just put it down. I only know several people in the industry of NSC that has been able to go to the front, hammer 5, and stay up front without getting contested, right? One being myself, another being Brandon Hall.
Sure.
Call it Joey Mantilla, but Joey didn't always race sprints.
Right.
Will Bowen was another one. But there's a lot of notable people. There's a lot of notable people that have been through the history, right? That were able to go up front, grab 5, and stay with 5, right?
Sure.
It's a technical race, right? You got to figure out, okay, do I go up front and hammer right away, or do I sit for a lap and look like I'm working to make them think I'm working and save some in the tank, or do I just drop the anchor at the beginning? It's a toss-up. Everybody's different.
Everybody's a little bit different, and there's definitely not one way to do it. Now, as you talked about a little bit, Carter, where do you want, like for you when you race the 500? I know there's been times where you wanted to win the start. There's been a lot of races that Brandon Hall won the start in the same race, but you've beat him. Where do you want to be on the start as a preference when you were racing?
Ideally, every sprint I do, I want to be off the front, and I want to be strong enough to just keep it moving and punish people, right?
Kind of let everything happen behind you.
I want to listen, and then when I hear that one pass happen behind me, I know that I'm safe and I have that web.
Now, obviously, Cheeks, we know you best for the endurance division, but you've skated your share of 500s now. Let's make sure that you ain't no slouch in the 500. We are going to, actually, you know what? We're going to catch that thought. Carter, we're going to get you on here with Jessica Brooks.
We're
our
going
women's.
We're going to
I take that back. We're going to switch it
We're
up.
going to let the coach.
We're going to let
let
Coach
the
get
coach
her
talk to us.
get his athlete up here. Come on
Hey,
up
well
here,
played.
Jessica.
Great racing.
Stand just in between here, Jess.
In between the X's?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
They're going that way, right?
This way. Camera.
Oh. Oh boy.
All right, Jess, talk to me.
Okay.
What went through your mind? You look confident the whole race. You controlled. What was going through your mind?
I wanted to stay as close to the front as I possibly could. The further back is the more risk, so I knew there was going to be a lot of fighting back there.
So we were up here talking. We said it looked a little easy. You feel good?
Yeah, I felt fine. I probably could have skated another 10 laps.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you won the first race. What's your plan going into the next race? You're going for a win, or you're in the Grand Champions, you're chilling? Are you sit back and watch?
I'll probably go for another win, just because I guess I can. But, I want to win everything if possible. Obviously that's just the goal. So.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. We'll probably see you again later. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jessica.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to get down to the mobile cam where we are going to catch up. We've got Tori Carter catching up with our second place winner, Michaela Lyons.
Tell me about your race strategy and what you were thinking going into the race.
Going into the race?
And what happened?
Yeah, going into the race, I didn't really have anything. I wasn't really thinking. During the race, it was I was up at the front, towards the front at the beginning, and I just wanted to stay there. And once it kind of jammed and I went up to first, and from there on, it was kind of just like try and stay in first and pick it up as much as I could.
Which is great. And you led a good chunk of the race. How did you feel about that?
I felt pretty good at the end. When Jessica passed me, I kind of wobbled a little bit. That was my fault though. I kind of just stepped funny, and then it kind of made me off my track, but she was flying, and then I just kind of I gotta stay close. I can't get past now.
Congratulations, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Good job, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations to Michaela Lyons. First time on the podium for Michaela.
Awesome.
Which is awesome. But hey, listen, we're after it, okay? We got the women's 500-meter final. Alicia McBride in lane 1, Nat Mar, Aguilera in lane 2, and they're off. Gabby Pasquarello in lane 3, and it looks like Alicia McBride's going to take that first lead. Mackenzie Robinson says, no, sir. Oh, but Alicia's no joke. We're going to cross the timeline. We got 4 laps to go. It's Robinson, McBride, Jazzy Foster in that 3rd spot. Natmar Aguilera in the 4th spot. Here comes Gabby Pasquarello, though. She's making some headway, and she's in the 5th spot. Looks like Mackenzie may run away with this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're going to cross the timeline. 2 laps to go. Robinson, McBride, Foster, your top 3. Barring anything crazy happening, Carter, that looks like how it's going to finish.
Jazzy's on the bubble.
We got 1 to go. Jazzy on the bubble. Hold on, here we go. Natmar Aguilera making a move, but doesn't look like she's going to get there. Hold on. At the line, Mackenzie Robinson, Alicia McBride, and Jazzy Foster. I tell you what, Carter, Alicia McBride, a rookie in the league, and it didn't look like she gave any care in the world.
My man, the respect level that these youngins bring, I love and hate all at the same time. But it's good to see, right? You got to challenge everybody to get a win.
Well, I'll tell you what, hey, her first race in the NSC, she gets on the podium. That's pretty impressive. I really thought Jazzy Foster took 2nd place in this event last year, but the field is definitely different.
It is, and can we let's talk about Mac, who just won.
Listen, Mackenzie Robinson, again, another young lady that we know to be fierce. She is one of those competitors that, again, does not care about who's in the race. She only cares about the actual race and obviously getting it done.
She was a distance skater last year.
Absolutely.
She won a distance race.
She won a distance race just a year ago.
And now she's winning sprints.
Unbelievable. Mackenzie Robinson, that is her 2nd win in the NSC, but that's pretty impressive.
Great performance out of Mackenzie Robinson.
Unbelievable performance. Here we go. We got the 1,000 coming up. Talk a little bit about who you like in this race, Cheeks.
Gabe and Spencer. Those are your guys.
Everyone else going for bronze?
No, absolutely not. It's a stacked field. But those got to be the favorites.
No question. Well, we got Gabe here coming out on the floor.
I think Gabe won this race last year.
Hey, and right behind him, we talked
There
about
he is.
Hey,
we talked about Mr. Puckett, man.
Not to
rocking the
interject,
1-7.
but we said this. Don't let Puckett get out of pocket. Puckett out of pocket. Puckett out of pocket is a thing.
I tell you what, he's also a fan favorite. He's out there throwing out shirts to the crowd, all that stuff, man. We got my guy Chris Springer in the mix here. Let's see what Chris got to bring to the table. Looks like he is fit.
Fit, very fit.
Looked really technically sound the other night. We talked a little bit about Miles Mead.
Who doesn't care?
He's going to be in that 4 spot. Okay, we talked a little bit about Ryan Dawson. He had a very impressive performance out in Geislingen. Won a race. I believe he won
multiple races.
Yep. Right? And he looked excellent. We got a new guy coming in the mix, man, rocking the number 39. We got my guy, Axel Moore from Sacramento, California. He's a rookie.
He had a great trials.
He had a really good trials, you know, and I think he's a guy that probably has a little bit of nerves, but look for him to mix it up because he definitely has the speed. And then, you know, rounding out our field, last but certainly not least, rocking the number 18, man, Spencer Curtis. Spencer, man, I tell you what, he's been really impressive. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. We got one more racer coming out. Forgot about Ashton Hale, man.
Ashton Hale, Mr.
Man.
Bot himself.
And he won a race last year, too.
Ashton won a race
last
last
year.
Hey, and he's been doing big things on his own throughout the season.
Well, you know, he trains out of Midwest City, Oklahoma, and it's not like Oklahoma has been a hotbed for speed skating. However,
shout out Pete Snell.
Hey, yeah, shout out Pete Snell.
Hey, Pete. What's
right?
up, Pete? Hope you're watching.
Yep, and again, Ashton, we know he's capable of winning because he's already done so. So this field is stacked. Man, I really wish I could give you my prediction, but I don't think I can. Obviously, I've got my favorites in the race. I've known Gabe Lyons now since he's probably 10 years old, and I couldn't believe he just turned 21. So some of these guys that were just pups 5 minutes ago.
I'm just going to call it Puckett the Disruptor.
Oh, and we got to jump early.
I'm just going to call it Puckett the Disruptor.
Hey.
I feel like he's going to be in the mix.
Look at this start. They're real tight in the middle.
Hey.
Now, do you think about this at all? Do you think in this race, hey, I'm going to just take this one for the team and make sure anybody else that jumps, you're out.
You're talking about the Carter rule?
The Carter rule.
You're talking about the Carter rule?
I'm talking about the Carter rule right now.
Some of us do. Some of us in red jackets do.
I was going to say, do you think somebody will jump out of this race right now?
They better not.
But look how tight it is. Again, we got
tight in the middle.
We got a ton of guys on the line. I mean, we got 8
Oh, we wait.
racers.
Hey,
We're
well
rolling.
played.
Here
well
goes
played.
Miles Mead. He's going to go to the front right away.
He's out.
And
He gonna
again,
keep going.
hey, Miles Mead does not care. He is a young man on a mission right now, way out in front. As we cross the timeline with 9 to go, it's going to be Mead, Lyons, Hale, your top 3. Look out for Puckett.
Oh!
Here, with a double pass, Puckett. You know he's going to mix it up. Spencer Curtis kind of sitting back, kind of feeling out the race, looking to pick some people off. Here he goes. He makes his move now, moving up into the 5th spot. We got Mead, Lyons, Hale, your top 3. These guys are turning and burning now, starting to pick it up here. Looks like Miles. Actually, you know what? We got 6 to go. Miles says, hey, I'm going to chill out just a little bit, conserve a little bit of energy. Gabe Lyons seems unbothered whatsoever. They're going to cross the timeline. We're halfway to go. 5 laps to go. We got Miles Mead, Gabe Lyons, Ashton Hale, your top 3. Spencer Curtis now moving up into that 3rd spot. Is this a place where you see Spencer try to make a move? He tried to.
Starting to see some fatigue on some of the guys.
Saw some fatigue. Spencer got bumped here. Miles running away with it, but Gabe looking very comfortable. Right, here we come. We're to cross the NSC timeline after this last turn. 2 laps to go. Here goes Gabe Lyons now making a move in the top spot. But Miles is right there hanging on. Looks like Miles might have the legs to hang on here. Let's see if he has enough to pass. 1 lap to go. Bell lap. Gabe Lyons, Miles Mead, Spencer Curtis, your top 3.
Oh!
Miles tried to throw it. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. And Gabe Lyons is going to be your 1,000-meter winner. Gabe Lyons, Miles Mead, Ashton Hale unofficially. And we'll obviously catch up with the winner here shortly. We'll catch up with Mackenzie Robinson here shortly, our women's 500-meter winner. And again, NSC 36 does not disappoint.
Woo. 130.97, fast time.
Fast time. Well, guys, we are getting ready to get our women's 500-meter champ coming up to the podium here shortly, Mackenzie Robinson. SDOT will give you the pleasure of interviewing Miss Robinson. Man, she's impressive. And again, her 2nd win in the NSC. We're excited to have her on the set shortly.
Where are we at on here?
He set that record back in 2011. Right here. His record time was 1:30.96. Let's get the official time. But It's 130.97, man.
Mackenzie.
That's tough.
So you're going to turn around, stand in between
Am I
those.
putting it on this way?
But hey, reps are real
It's probably you.
back in the NSC Grand Champion main event finale.
Congratulations. Well played.
Thank you.
Look comfortable out there. I feel like it's the first time you've done this before, huh?
Well, I'm not a sprinter, so.
We talked about that heavily, so we definitely did talk about that, the transition for you from distance down to the sprints.
Yeah.
Didn't look like it phased you much at all.
Well,
so tell me
so-
about your confidence level in there.
I was mostly focused on getting off the line.
Okay.
I have relatively good reaction time, and doing a down start, I have first step on everybody. So my run is the weakest part of my race, right here. And Alicia and Cassie and Jasmine even have always outrun me. So I was a distance skater 3 weeks ago, and I was like, they said the distance group was full. And I was like, I volunteer to go do sprints, so to give me a chance to get out of my comfort zone and focus on my weakness, which is
That's heavy
acceleration.
for you to volunteer, though.
I'm
Versus just
scared. I'm scared.
just being pushed over to it, you volunteer. Because you would never see me as a sprinter saying, hey, I'm going to skate the distance. So kudos to you for that, because that's harder
you.
coming down. So tell me something about the race. Tell me some things about the race. Like you weren't leading the race the whole time. So tell
Right.
me about when you weren't leading and what your mindset was like at that point.
So, again, focus was get off the line, figure it out from there, get us past as many people as possible on that next straightaway. It just happened to be Alicia, and again, she kind of stuck me in this first corner. I put my hand on her. She was like, no, we're teammates. We're both skate for Bont, but when it comes to the race, it don't matter. You know, I'm not going to take anybody out,
right?
but, you know, we're racing against each other in this. So she did a great job. I don't think she really could have done much differently. I've just really been focusing on my sprint, and, you know, she's an incredible athlete. My goal was to get away from her as fast as possible. Around 2 laps to go, I was like, pulled off a little bit because I didn't want to fall. I didn't want to overskate it. So I checked. I was like, she's coming. That last corner, I was like, she's going to catch me. I rolled the entire corner so that she would lose her speed,
Sure.
so that I would have the line.
So strategy came into play, and it looks like your plan
More or
kind of
less.
worked out as much as you wanted it to,
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of on the go.
So tell me about your predictions for yourself going forward for the rest of the night.
If I can get off that line, you know, I'm position wall for the 3-lapper, which is not exactly right, but I'm going to make it work and then do the same thing. 3 laps is easier for me. Shorter race.
Well, congratulations, Mackenzie.
you.
Looking forward to seeing you race more tonight.
I appreciate
Mackenzie
it.
Robinson, people.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mackenzie Robinson, your women's 500-meter winner.
Wow.
Man, Carter, man, that's exciting, man. Such confidence. I love every second of it.
overflowing.
We are going to go to our second place winner.
So close to the gold medal.
Miles Mead.
If you could do something differently, what would you have done?
I let off like just a step right before the last corner, and then he took the extra straightaway cross, and I mean it was done there when he took the extra straightaway cross. But he also skates on the wheels every day. I'm not used to the big
Ready
foots;
now?
they hurt,
Oh, you
but they
got it.
are fast. This floor is so fast right now. I mean, we just broke how old of a record right
Yeah.
now? Like that record is from Justin Sully. Justin Sully hasn't been in his prime in 10 years. So I mean, we were moving. I expected someone to run the start with me. No one ran the start with me, so I was kind of stuck out there by myself. Had to slow down and let him catch me. But I wish I just kept hammering. But other than that, it was a good race. Dave got the win, so that's good.
It's a great race. Congratulations and good luck on the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Man, that's pretty cool, man. Obviously, Miles Mead getting his first 40-minute appearance. But most importantly, my guy, Gabe Lyons. Gabe, talk to me a little bit about how that happened, man. Last 3 laps, man. What's going through your head?
Last 3 laps, I'm thinking, man, when am I going to pass? Because he's going so fast, I'm just like, shit, when am I going to have the time? But with 2 laps to go, I decided it was go time. Going to go. I'm going to take an extra cross down the straightaway just to protect position. If he gets it, he gets it. Doesn't, it doesn't. You know, better try like that than lose. So,
Well, man, listen, I'm sure you just heard it, but you have a new record, bro. You are now the owner of the men's 1,000-meter record, man. How does that make you feel?
oh, it's coming someday or another.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I can't remember how many years now, but I haven't lost 1,000 here in a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's been kind of your race, and obviously, kind of taking a record away from a guy like Justin Stelly, who was monumental in this league. Does that significance, has that hit you yet?
Well, yeah, it's an amazing feeling, and Justin Sully's one of the guys that, helped bring me up. I've been racing with him for years, and I got to give a shout out to him too. Amazing skater and an amazing mentor. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Well, hey, man, obviously you punched your ticket to the Grand Champions race. You were close last time, right? Had some things happen in that race that obviously were not in your favor.
Yeah.
That has no influence on the night. How you feeling about your chances later tonight in the Grand Champions race?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm feeling really confident about it.
Well, you looked great, man. Congratulations. Gabe Lyons, our 1,000-meter winner, man. Congratulations. Man, it's crazy. I was telling the fans at home, I've known you since you're like 11 years old, and just seeing your rise in this sport has been amazing. Congratulations again.
Again, appreciate it.
You bet, man. Gabe Lyons, everybody. All right, hey, we ain't even messing around, boys. We right back to it. We got some heats coming up now. Men's 500-meter. Oh, we got a little bit cleaner start now. And it looks like Jacob Anderson's going to run the start really tough. He is out in a hurry.
Hey, he gone.
Donovan Sellers giving chase in the second spot. Oh, my goodness. Nigel Gay trying to mix it up, though. Love the young man. We're talking about how fast you go from third to sixth.
Third place up for grabs right now.
No doubt about it. We're going to see who's going to get that last qualifying spot.
Not no more.
Not anymore. Looks like, barring any injury with 2 laps to go, it's going to be Jacob Anderson, Donovan Sellers, Steven Spangler. Really impressive job by the young man from Rock Hill, South Carolina. 1 lap to go. Jacob's going to run away with it. Donovan and Steven can kind of shut it down a little bit. And that's how they're going to finish. Your qualifiers for the 500-meter, Jacob Anderson, Donovan Sellers, and Steven Spangler. Kind of a crazy race, but like you said, Steven, once we had the crash, it was pretty much a done deal.
And that's the kind of stuff, if you're up front, you know to shut it down. Don't drop your tank when you don't have to. You kind of hear things happen, peek back behind you, and then make sure everything's all kosher and keep it moving.
Conserve energy, right? You've already made it in. No reason to do anything crazy. You know, talk to us a little bit about the young man, number 5, Nigel Gay. Nigel from Huntley, Illinois. Man, he tried to mix it up right there, man. He's 15 years old. He's the youngest guy in this event.
My man, the heart on these kids nowadays, it's different than when we grew up, right? Like, we kind of had, like, a different respect level. Nowadays, they're like, respect's out the window. I train. I'm here to win. I'm here to win just like you here to win. And it's awesome to see, though. It's great to see.
They will stab you in the back quickly, won't they, Cheeks?
Absolutely. 43-43. It's a very good time.
Very good time, uncontested.
Should we play the lotto?
Maybe so.
Hey, can I do a quick shout-out to our guy running the drone?
Obviously.
We have a drone
No
flying
question.
over the races right now. The footage should be amazing.
I can't wait till that footage comes out.
You won't see it now, but you'll see it soon.
Hey, when that thing comes out, this is going to be some of the best footage we've gotten. And listen, we've got a star-studded heat number 2 in lane number 1. Michael Pasquarella in lane 2, Cameron James. Lane 3, Jamie Hayes. We've got in lane 4, we got Crazy Legs Alex Holmes. Lane number 5, Dayton Ristine, and rounding out your field, the guy you talked about early, Jacob Melton. Should be an exciting race to come out of this thing and make it to the final. Now, talk to me a little bit, Carter. How much of when you're, for example, you've ran the 300-meter heat, you get to the 500, how much do you take from that? Maybe you didn't qualify in the 300. Do you think about it?
Your focus changes. So my goal for tonight is to make the final for both Laceman and
Uh-oh. Well, it looks like Jacob Melton had a plan, but sometimes the plan does not go according. We've got 3 laps to go. Melton out in front. Here comes Alex Holmes, though. We got Melton, Pasquarella, Cameron James now making a move. Oh, and we've got carnage all over the place. Let's see if Dayton Ristine can get in the mix. Otherwise, it looks like Melton, Pasquarella, and James will qualify for that final a little later this evening, barring any crashes here, which I don't think will have too many smart racers involved. Pasquarella says, hey, I'm just going to make sure I don't run into anybody unexpectedly. And they will finish that way. Pasquarella, Melton, and Cameron James. Not quite as fast of a time, 45.91.
There was a way harder shutdown, too.
But there was a way, exactly. I was just going to say, they shut it down pretty good once they had that spill. Now, Carter, when you see kind of those spills happening, right, you're in the front, there's got to be a sense of relief a little bit, right?
There is, but you can't take your foot off the gas, though, right? Like, it's still fast movement happening out there, and you still got laps to go. It's not like you're finishing 1 lap and the crash happened and you're crossing the finish line, right? You shut it down too much, you're getting hawked at the line.
No question about it. And again, you kind of saw it happen clean, but we've seen plenty of instances where, hey, you shut it down too early, that's how you don't make it out. Now, obviously, we got the 1,000 coming up for the women's side. Cheeks, they've raced the 1,300. right? Obviously, you've never really raced a 1,300, but you can relate. 1,600 passes by. Okay, you get to the 1,000. Let's say, for example, you do really well, or the opposite, you do really poorly. How does your mentality change in that next race?
You do really well, all the pressure's gone. Because let's be honest, we're all going for the grand champions. We're here for the black suit. So you win the first race, you're chilling, right? I asked Jess about it. You always say, yeah, I'm probably going to just, not always, but sometimes I would say, yeah, I'm going to sit back and relax. This one never did it. I always try to win the next one too.
Sure.
Hey, can I give me 2 seconds? Watch this. Pay attention to this real quick.
Carter out here getting the crowd pumped. You love to see it.
There we go.
Got that crowd going. Lincoln, Nebraska, rocking and rolling at NSC 36. Coming up next, that 1,000-meter final on the women's side. Again, we know Jessica Brooks has already punched her ticket. Michaela Lyons, strong chance. Not a guarantee, but a strong chance. Getting second place in that first event. Any other people that you're looking to, hey, really make their move here in the 1,000?
Well, you got to.
Right, they have no choice.
You have no choice. If your goal is to win here, you got to go out and race. But also, the intimidation when you win a race like Jess just won that race, it's hard. Like, it's hard. If someone beats you like that and you go back behind the stage, it's hard to come up with a game plan.
Right, and whatever game plan you might have went into before.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
And so obviously you've got to maybe change the game plan, and that again, that intimidation factor when the race was very dominant. Again, you talked about it earlier, but she really controlled the race regardless of her position. And how do you as an athlete, how do you bounce back?
If I'm a coach, I walk back there and I say, listen, I don't care how this race goes, she doesn't get to sit. Wherever she goes, you pass her. I don't care if she's in third place and you're in fourth place, you pass her.
Right.
She's in first place, you're in second, pass her. You can't let her sit. We saw it happens. You let her sit there, it's going to look exactly the same. It's got to be changed. So I would hope that every girl in this race gets more aggressive.
And that's what you hope to see too, again, because if you let Jessica Brooks control the race, it's obviously nothing is set in stone, but it's pretty fair chances she's going to come out on top.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, man, we're cleaning the floor right now, but it seems like this floor is hooking up pretty good. We've already had several records broken. Could potentially have another one in the making right here in the 1,000.
What do you think the chances are she just goes for it? She just hits it.
Well, speaking with her yesterday, chip-level athletes where they're so competitive. Yes, she's in the Grand Champions race. Yes, that's her ultimate goal. But she's so confident, she ain't trying to lose to anybody.
Nothing. Yeah, she wants to win everything, and she doesn't want to win everything by a hawk.
Right.
She wants to
dominate
win and make a point.
Now, Carter, talk to me a little bit about you're in the race, right? Obviously, you've ran your fair share of thousands. Let's say, hey, you play second or third, and that winner in the longer race kind of got you. Is there anything that you do to make sure that person feels uncomfortable?
Yeah, starts back in the ready area.
Sure.
Hey, I'm letting you know that you didn't break me. I'm letting you know that I'm still here to play.
Obviously, you guys go way back with Rob. He's been really shaped the entire league in a lot of ways.
Rob has been a staple announcer for a while now. The problem is, it's not even a problem. What people don't know on the backside of it is, Rob is a planner. He likes everything to be like meticulously planned, but Rob don't plan. He in his mind, he's like, I gotta have X, Y, and Z done. So he has like a game plan, but he's never on time for his own game plan.
Oh man, I know it, and it's been fun just to see his growth, and you see these little kids and how they react to him. It's pretty clear he's been the voice of the NSC.
Yeah.
Let's just talk Rob Skate.
Rob Skate, man.
Rob Skate.
Who knew?
Who knew? Rob Skate. AOL screen name. Rob
Who
Skate.
knew? Rob Skate. Rob SK8 at
90%
AOL.com. If you guys don't know, that was his original handle.
Holla at your boy.
90% of our audience is like, what is AOL?
Yeah, true.
That's very true. But for the 10% that remember AOL, we know the dial-up, we remember the sound and all that. And we got it going.
And for the 90% that don't know, it's America Online, wasn't it?
Yeah, go check on YouTube. I'm sure there's some history.
Wasn't AOL America
Online? What's happening
Hey,
right now?
ask Siri what's happening right now.
Hey Siri, what can you tell us? Well, it looks like our officiating crew's got it rolling. They got it fixed up. We want the prime conditions for our athletes.
Shout out to our crew that stopped everything happening right now and made sure that the racers were going to be safe in their races. They made sure that they whatever problem we had on the track is not a problem anymore. Testing it out, making sure it's dry, and we're off and running.
And we got Tori Weber rocking the number 44. Took 4th place in that 1,300-meter event just a little while ago. And then we got coming out to the stage in lane number 2, Michaela Lyons. Again, made her first podium appearance in the NSC. That, for those at home that don't recognize the resemblance, that is Gabe Lyons' younger sister.
But let's give her some credit.
Let's give her a lot of credit because she's worked extremely hard and built herself up to be a podium placer. We got Sadna Ganasan, a new rookie here to the league.
Young,
talented. Really very, very young, talented young lady, 15 years old, hailing from South Windsor, Connecticut. We talked at length about Jessica Brooks. She's absolutely dominant right now in it. You know, we've got our 3rd place participant in the women's 1,300, Gracelyn Marlowe Alpers. She's from Tracy, California, representing, rocking the number 95. She was impressive in that first event. Jalen Godin, she has been really impressive in the past, a little inconsistent, but again, you know she's going to mix it up. Probably a little bit better distance for her in the 1,000. We've got Paige Dawson coming out, rocking the number 10. Again, recently moved to Florida to really focus on her training. We got a rookie to the league, JoJo Holsworth. She's rocking the number 19 from Vero Beach, Florida, and she will round out our field for the women's 1,000-meter final. I tell you what, it seems like every race so far tonight, the level of play has been elevated, and I expect nothing different here.
I love Michaela's choice of color of suit. Just going to put it out there.
Very similar to that number 10 we all grew to love and know, S. Carter, man.
I like Jessica's.
Yeah, Jessica probably has the best suit in the group, that's for sure. Looks like they're going to run a clean start here. It looks like Jessica's going to do what she does, wants to control the race from the front. Michaela Lyons right behind her. We got a group that was fighting hard into that second turn. Okay, we got 9 laps to go. Placements will stay the same. Brooks, Lyons, Holsworth, your top 3. Youngster, Sadna, she's coming up in that 4th spot. Look for her to make a move. Probably learned a lot in that 1,300, right? Can't sit back when you're in a group like this.
Jessica has that pace just fast enough to keep it staggered.
You love every second of it. They're rolling here.
Look at the fight in the back and look how
at that
comfortable
fight.
it is up front.
Very comfortable up front. 6 to go now. Brooks, Lyons.
Okay.
Ganasan, your top
got
3.
the rookie.
Oh, rookie mixing it up. She learned a lot in that first race. Michaela says, you know what, though? I've been around. I'm going to go back up to that 2nd spot. Tori Weber now moving up. Oh, here she comes on the outside. Gracelyn making a move. Nice outside inside. You got to love that, Cheeks.
Love it, love it, love it.
Here we go. Michaela Lyons pushing the pace now. Here they come. They're going to cross the timeline. 3 laps to go. Jessica Brooks looking way too comfortable.
Same move.
Same exact move. Playing out very similar to the 1,300. Michaela Lyons, though, putting a hurt on the rest of the group. And here she goes with 2 laps to go. Our grand champion, number 33, Jessica Brooks. But Michaela's sticking her, though. Michaela's going to give her some chase here. 1 lap to go. Michaela Lyons, very impressive. Is she going to throw the pass? It doesn't look like she's got enough in the tank. But I'm going to tell you right now, Cheeks, obviously Jessica Brooks, dominant performance. But Michaela Lyons.
That was a little different.
Oh, that was a little different. Wow. Your top.
Could we see the grand champions race tonight going a little different?
Hey,
Go ahead
you know
and announce
what?
That top 3, my bad.
Every race Michaela Lyons does, you see that confidence boost.
That was a little different.
A little different now. And then again, holding it down in that 3rd spot, Gracelyn Marlowe Alpers. That's her 2nd podium of the night, man. Awesome job.
Exact same podium.
Exact, right? And I tell you what, that race played out very similar.
But different.
But different because, again, Michaela Lyons She gets past, but sticks her this time, right? She
She's a
did
little
not
bit
get dropped,
closer.
right? A little bit closer.
You know what that is? That's a little confidence.
Confidence.
I got
yeah.
the last race. I don't have any podiums. Now I got one.
Now I got one.
Now
right?
I belong here.
Right. She went from, hopefully I can get on the podium to now I know I'm on the podium.
Yeah.
I know I can race.
I'm playing with house money.
Playing with house money now at that point.
Hey, future star right there, number 35, Sadna.
Man,
Yeah,
Sadna,
in
man,
the-
I'm telling
in
you,
the mix.
15 years old in the mix.
She looked like she ran out of gas a little bit closer to the end, but that's just inexperience, I think, too. I don't think she came here not trained and not ready to go.
Sure.
She's just inexperienced, and it's overwhelming, I know, as a rookie to come in and race like some of your idols and things like
It's
that.
like Thomas said
Absolutely.
earlier. You watch these people race, and now you're right beside them.
Now you're now you're
You're
that
right
now
next
you're
to them
that
now.
person. I'm that people.
Right. I am that people. I
said
was
it.
people.
Yes, I said it. I'm
Those
that
people. I'm that people now. No, very impressive by Sadna. And, athletes like Sadna, they're very special athletes because she was extremely grateful for the invitation to NSC 36 and the elation in her voice and watching the video afterwards was just everything that you want. Someone that's looked pretty much her whole skating career like, hey, I really want to be there. I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. I can do this. I am in this.
And now I'm here.
And now I'm here and racing with the best of them.
And when you talk to her, she's the nicest kid.
Very humble.
Very humble, very sweet.
Oh,
All right,
speaking
boys.
of future stars.
All right, here, listen.
Speaking of future stars.
Everybody that is listening tonight on the live feed, I know you guys been seeing it. We've been hyping this thing up. We got our one and only, first ever, we got the diaper race.
Get him.
Okay? We got Asher Springer. He's 18 months old. He's rocking and rolling, son of Kelly Springer.
We got some names.
We got some names.
This is a stacked field. This is also a stacked field, Thomas.
Absolutely. We got Mila Roscoe O'Neill. We know her parents. They know a thing or two about some skating. And rounding out the field, we got Oliver Fudge. So these young athletes, all of them under 2 years old. But I'll tell you what, pretty soon we're going to be talking about these young ladies and men very shortly. And I can't wait for this. This might be one of the more exciting races of the night. It's going to be hard for me to go against young Asher. Asher Springer, he's got it in his blood, but so do the other two. But my man, he's been ready.
Asher's been training, man.
Asher's been training.
I called Vegas for the odds for this one, so you know.
Listen, and he is the leader right now.
Over under on Asher is good right now.
We got some really good footage last night. The young man inking his first contract with the NSC at 18 months. Are you?
We might have a false start.
I think we went a little early.
We
I think
might
we
have a
went
false
early.
start. We
Hey,
might have a false start.
That just shows you how excited they are.
That's charged to the field, right?
Charged to the field.
Okay, bet.
Oh yeah. Hey, Mila says no. I'm going. Here we go.
And we've lost focus.
Who's gonna get to their cart first? Oliver's thinking about it. He's moving. Oliver making a move. Oliver Fudge, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no!
Here
the
he
sleeper.
goes.
He would be the sleeper.
He's the sleeper of the group. Look at him.
Asher's going after the wrong cart. What do we do about this? All right, we'll switch. We're back. We're back.
Asher's back on the right track now. Mila looking for it. Here she goes. Mom coaching her up. She's looking back to see who's behind her.
We got balls flying. We got cars rolling.
Wow, this is the
Balls.
excitement of the eat. Look at this race go. Young Oliver Fudge, he's the sleeper. But here comes Mila. She is running now. Asher, the favorite, he's not quite sure what to do.
There's a lot of yelling going on.
A lot of yelling, a lot of screaming.
I don't know if Asher is dialed in right now.
You know, Asher might have been a little bit preoccupied with the contract.
Oh, he's
last
back.
night.
He was giving him a head start.
He's back in the game.
We've seen it so many times. Athletes sign big contracts, and then they lose focus.
You know, he was working so hard, signed that contract, may have lost a little focus. But you know who has not lost focus? Oliver Fudge. He's got his ball now. But here she comes. Mila Orozco O'Neill out in front. Look at her go, ladies and gentlemen.
Is Oliver taking his ball and going home?
Wait, no, are we get what?
Oliver's on the cart now. We're rolling now. Now we really got it going. But Mila's way out in front now. She's got a sizable lead, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if she can hold on here.
Asher good to go now. Look, he said, I'm on it.
Oh, Asher said, help me out, man. You guys aren't helping me. What's up? Don't worry, though. Oliver's coming. Look at him. Here he comes. He's racing.
I think
he
we
is
missed the finish
almost
line,
there.
guys.
I don't know where the finish line is.
I think the finish line was the finish line.
I don't know, but hey, Mila's thinking about it right now. Mom, Darian, cheering her on. She's almost there. But don't forget about Oliver. He's giving chase. Oh, my goodness. We might have to check the tape on this one, guys. I don't know.
How are we
We're
looking
still
for?
rolling.
How are we looking for records? Like
It's new records. Got to be new
This
records.
is a new record for sure. Looks like Asher's getting back in the race.
We're still going.
We're
Some
still
kids
rolling.
have stopped.
Is this a full lap?
I hope not.
You know, we're trying to figure it out. Mila looks like she's had enough. But
I think
Oliver
they're
says,
going
"I'm
off
going."
the floor. Oliver's still going.
Oliver's like, hey, man.
Oh, man down.
Man down.
The race was
Oh, I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards.
But it looks like unofficially Oliver Fudge may take this thing. And there you have it.
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen.
Huge shout out
one
to Future
and
Stars.
only.
Huge shout out to Future Stars.
And I know we don't want to live in a world where everyone's a winner, but today
everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner.
I like it.
Everybody's a winner. Now, guys, we got something pretty special coming up. As you guys have seen, we added Tori Carter to our media team. She's been doing some interviews with some of our second place athletes. Really want to kind of get a feel for, you know, obviously we always talk to the winners, but hey, when you get second place, that's a big deal too. But obviously no one wants just second. But we are going to bring up to the stage Tori Carter, our new member of our media team. And we're going to get a brief interview with Tori.
How dare you sweat?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tori Carter.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
First and foremost, I'm excellent. This event has been pretty exciting so far. Talk to the folks at home that might not be as familiar with you. Talk to us a little bit about kind of how many years you've been skating, your involvement in the sport, and then we can go from there.
Well, I skated when I was younger. I started about 9 years old, and it still is. But we didn't have an SC back then.
Right.
So it's been really neat to come back. I came back 4 years ago and have been taking it pretty seriously. And just to see how much it has turned into a true production.
Sure.
Especially with NSC and what everything you guys have done.
Well, I appreciate that. Talk to the folks at home. Obviously, you know, like you said, you kind of grew up in a rink, skating at a young age, took a little hiatus, came back. Now there's NSC. How do you think NSC has influenced, especially indoor speed skating?
Oh, I mean, just the production itself. I was a film major and did event production as a former career. So to see just the pageantry of it and to see how much it impacts the kids and how much they want to be part of NSC and have this community that's true professional skating, I think it has been really good for the sport and really good for the athletes.
Well, I think too, right? I think when we first started skating, it seems like about the same time in the 90s, there was pro, but there wasn't something that was outside of USAR's pro.
Right.
And so as you look at it, kind of outside looking in and now being on the inside, what do you think we can do to even further the sport through NSC?
You know, I think that social media is such a huge component with everything and having, you know, some of these moments go viral. I think that's really important. So all the viewers at home, keep watching, keep paying attention, keep following. I mean, everyone here is putting in so much time and effort.
Right.
And, you know, follow them and cheer them on as they're going through everything they're going through throughout the entire year.
And we talk a lot with our athletes about that. We want everyone in the world to know about them. We want them to know their personal stories, how they train, how they get ready. And so like you said, if you're at home watching, share, like, make sure that you're a part of this process. Before we let you go, Tori, congratulations, number one, making the world team.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about your experience coming back to the sport, really taking it serious, and now being back on the world team.
You know, I think youth is always wasted with a lot of these kids, myself included, because I was, you know, the maturity wasn't there to really focus and have a program and work toward your goals. And so coming back, being able to take the time and really focus on how I get everything done, you know, timing, scheduling, and all that, all of, you know, everything that goes into it. And I think it's been very rewarding, and I'm very grateful to have the maturity now that I didn't have before. So
Well, I tell you this much, and I can probably speak for a lot of us. We're really excited to see you represent Team USA.
thank you.
And next year, we got to try to get you in the NSC.
Yeah, I got to work on my indoor technique first.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, you catch more of Tori here later in the broadcast, catching up with some of our second-place runner-ups in the 300 for the women, and then for, I believe, the 1,000 for the men. But thank you again, Tori, for joining us. Great addition to our team.
Oh, thanks.
Tori Carter, everybody.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we're back to the action. Here we go. We are rocking and rolling. We done the baby race. We're excited. Now it's time for turn and burn time. The always exciting 300-meter event. First, we got the men's coming up. We got a star-studded field.
Did you miss us?
Of course I missed you guys. You guys are the best, man. Best in the business. And I'm very humbled to share the stage with you guys.
I appreciate you having me.
Here we go. Of course, we're going to have a jump. There would not be a 300-meter race without a jump. So obviously, it does not matter who jumped because we charge it to the field. But the next one is critical. Let's see if these guys can hold off their nerves and make it.
I'm predicting one jump.
You saying someone's gone, huh?
Yeah, I'm predicting one. This
He
is
said we're
this
starting
is-
with 6, but we're not finishing with 6.
This is the creme de la creme, right?
That's right.
You get off the line or you don't.
No time to waste in this 300. You know, one guy I'm pretty excited about seeing here is the new guy, the young man, number 77.
Inside.
Roman Alvarado. He's in lane number 1, folks. He's rocking the number 7. He's from Orlando, Florida. Looked very strong in that heat, calm, collected. Let's see if he can get off the line. He's got prime time real estate in terms of lane assignment. Let's see if he can take advantage.
My man, I've won it from the back.
You've won it from the back many times. And so we'll see what happens here. But getting off the line, obviously critical in this race. I love it. Clean start. Let's see who's going to run it. Looks like Jacob Melton's going to run that thing. Here he goes, the big dog. Woo! He is out of here.
Oh, young guy.
Young guy making a move. I told you, man, Roman's nothing to mess with. Here goes Alex Holmes, though. Jacob Melton way out in front. He's going to hit this bell lap. I don't think they're going to catch him. But I told you guys, man, this Roman Alvarado boy, this boy is special. Michael Pasquarella, though, making a move. Michael said, oh, you ain't going to catch me not getting on this podium. And that's how they're going to finish, man. Jacob Melton, Roman Alvarado, and Michael Pasquarella.
Wow.
Hey, you talked about him a lot in the beginning here, Escott.
Wow.
If Jacob Melton can get off the line, that dude can hold his top speed.
He unwinds, man. Like if you let him off, if he gets off the line and he can wind up, you're not catching him.
It's a problem.
You're not catching him.
Listen, he's a problem.
Whole problem. You're not catching him.
He told me.
He is a
That's what he
whole
kept looking up here and
problem, man.
saying. He told me before the race, 3-lap, I got this.
But can we talk about Alvarado?
Hey, Roman,
Number
man.
2.
I'm talking about Roman Alvarado from Orlando, Florida.
Podium.
16 years old.
Rookie.
He's like, look, I don't care about none of y'all. I seen you race, and I know I can race y'all, and not only race you, but beat you.
Rookie who's on the podium.
Man, that is incredible, man. The rookies have really shown out tonight, Cheeks.
No fear.
No fear. The intimidation factor does not exist with this group.
Hey, let's talk about Jacob.
Woo.
Kid's, 16, 17 years old.
Man, listen, Jacob Melton still got to have his mom sign the contract. He ain't even 18.
He couldn't sign his own contract.
Can't even sign his own contract yet. That is impressive, man, from the young man. I tell you what, man, Melton, he's going to be a star in this league. There's no doubt about it. Fun guy to be around. Excellent energy. Love
Energy's
being around
good.
him.
Oh, he's super cool kid.
Representing Vero Beach, man.
I'm old. I'm calling these kids kids. I'm old.
It's okay, though. They're young, but they are hungry, and they are showing out this evening. Well, here we go, guys. We got the women's side of things. We're coming up. It looks like we've got in lane number 1, Kayla Duke. Lane number 2, R35 champion in the distance, Jasmine Foster. Jazzy didn't quite get to where she probably wanted to be in the 500, but do not sleep on her because she can get off the line.
She won the 300 last year.
She won the 300 a year ago. And again, we know that she is no stranger to this event. In lane number 3, you see her rolling out to the line. We got Cassie Gurdon. Cassie, one of the most impressive starts in her rookie debut. Coming off an injury, so I know she's, kind of healing herself, getting back, but look for her to make a move. We got Natmar Aguilera in lane number 4.
Look at the swagger, the winning swagger. You win the first race, the swagger changes.
Talking about Mackenzie Robinson, number 17, our 500-meter champ. Make no mistake, we got a star-studded field. In lane 5, our second-place winner in that 500-meter event, Alicia McBride. Gabby Pasquarella, seems like just yesterday she was racing juvenile, and now she's full-on professional, right? And again, rounding out our field, Mackenzie Robinson.
I like to think Mackenzie's swag changed after my interview with her.
There was certainly a different level of swagger.
That
after
happens,
interview,
anyone
that
hangs
stuff.
around Steven long enough, the swagger changes.
That swag kind of rubs off, man. Yeah, you've been known for that.
I appreciate you both.
Let's watch Alicia. She won the last start. Let's see if she does it again.
Oh, wow, clean start. Oh, just kidding.
Number 1.
Just kidding. I told you.
Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter who jumped, charge to the field.
Yeah, someone jumped.
And
Just know that.
it's almost like I contradicted myself. I said there hasn't been a 300-meter without a jump, and I'm thinking, oh, there's no jump. Of course there's a jump.
Of course there's a jump.
Of course, guys, it's the 300. What are we even talking about?
I'm gonna call McBride on this one.
Now, when you have this, hey, charge it to the field, S-Dot, how does that change your approach? You know what I mean? Does that, because you can't wait, right? You can't be passive, but you can't be too aggressive or you gone.
Thomas, it's a fine line right now, right? Like, you got to be on your game. It's no delay, because delay will put you in a spot that you may not want to be in.
Well, here we go. Let's see if we can get a clean start here this time around. And we're going to have it. Off the line, looks like Alicia McBride. She's going to take the lead now. Uh-oh. Hey, Mackenzie Robinson, tough spot now, because Alicia can really go. Jazzy Foster's going to give chase in that second spot, but this girl is gone. Watch her go. Holy smokes, Alicia McBride. She is cooking, but hold on now. Hold up now. Here goes Gabby Pasquarella. Is she going to throw the pass in the second? Nope. Jazzy says left foot, says no. And unless we have something crazy happen here at the line, game over for Alicia McBride. Man, guys, this might be the most talented rookie class we've seen in a long time.
She's
Wow.
She ran the start, she controlled the race, and she brought it home. And then when she crossed the line, it was like she's been here before.
Right. Listen, you couldn't have told me she's a rookie. Let's say I know nothing about this sport. This is the first time I'm watching this event. And you're talking about, hey, who's the fastest kid out here? Well, 300 meter, pretty good indicator who's really fast.
She like Sha'Carri Richardson. In
Woo!
right now,
She was out of there. The Fort Wayne, Indiana native, talking with her in the practice yesterday. You know, she's been on skates her whole life, been skating speed since she's 5 years old. You know, so it was really, honestly, just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean,
before
she's
she got
been
her
coming,
chance.
man. She's been coming. That's tight.
27.65?
That's tight. Is that real?
Do we
Is
have
that
a
right?
record?
Rob.
Wow. I tell you what, she's pretty dang close.
She missed the record by.
Missed the record by barely. I'm talking about.
I think if she didn't get the record like I heard she did not, I think she's close. And that's still a good showing.
Well, guys, we're going to catch up with our 300-meter winner, Jacob Melton. S-Dot, I will give you the pleasure.
My man, this guy, put these headphones on. Jacob Melton, people. Jacob Melton. You guys, he's no stranger to this video. We're going to turn here.
Oh, sir.
He's no stranger to this video, right? Everybody has seen this kid doing big things, right? We've seen him miss a couple things. We've seen him do big things. We've seen heartbreak, right?
Yes,
but
sir. Yes, sir.
Tonight, you did your thing.
Yes, sir.
God, it was good to watch. I had my thoughts on you. My cord's tangled up. Sorry about that.
Good.
So I have my thoughts on you. Walk me through the race from the start.
Yeah, man. So the start, I'm fourth. Like I'm hella nervous going in. Like I see my coach Junior, I see Roman, I see Cam like next to me. My whole goal is just to go left. Like I don't care who's next to me, I'm going left. And I just did that like perfectly, I guess. And I just made it to the cone first. And my whole mind was just dip and just hit the corner just nice. And I did that perfectly, I guess. And came home with the big dub. Finally, you know. NSC sprint debut, finally, bro, got the gold. It feels good, bro.
Congratulations.
Yes,
So
sir.
walk me through like the corner. We had a corner that looked something like it was about like not right.
Yeah.
They fixed it. Did that come into play at all?
Nah, for sure. Like in the heat for the 5 lap after Roman and them fell, it took like everything from the floor, just from like great to just sliding, bro. I hit the corner nice and just slip. I'm like, what's going on? So I was nervous. So I just moved my wheels around and just hit the 3-lapper, and it was holding well. The first time I was like, okay, we just gotta keep on ripping, and I didn't notice like I had a nice gap. I was like, let's just keep going. I looked back at the final lap, and I seen I had a gap. I was like, let's go, bro, finally.
Best feeling in the world, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great execution. Look forward to seeing
Appreciate
more
you,
from
bro.
you tonight.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Be safe. Have a great rest of your
Yes,
night.
sir. You as
great
well.
to see you. Jacob Melton, people. Jacob Melton.
Yes, sir.
Look for him.
Congratulations on your second place. Thank you. Tell me about your line placement coming off the line. How did that impact the rest of your race?
You know, being 2, you kind of have to go from the inside to the outside. You're better going from like 3, 4, or 5 over because you have that straight line going in, so it's a little bit harder. So I had to get fast as I can off the stars, try to even just cut in.
Yeah, and if you could do anything differently on your next race, and if you could redo it, what would you do?
Win the star in that one for sure. In the 300, you got to win the star to win that race. I've done it before. It's hard not to.
Yeah. Congratulations. Good job. Second place is nothing to bat your eyes.
Yeah.
Alicia, talk to me, girl. You told me you're gonna win. Let's let the secret out of the bag. You told me 300. I got this. How'd you feel?
Man. Oh, right here? Okay, so going to that race, I was just like, I need to get out and go. And I believed in myself if I just went out and go that I had it. So big screen, and I was like, okay, I gotta go.
Oh, the big screen told you. The big screen told
Yeah.
you. So now you're in the Grand Champions race. 800 meters. You got 800 in you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Well, we got the 100 first. What,
Yeah.
We know you got a great 100. Do you think you got that too?
I think I can give a run for their money. Jessica, maybe. I don't know about a dub, but we'll see.
All right. Well, congratulations, Alicia. We hope to see you up here again. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Alicia Bride. Look out for her, guys.
I tell you what, Cheeks, these young skaters are just so impressive. And you know, Alicia obviously making her mark known right away. First NSC event, gets her first win.
Hey, heartbeat. This is how it feels, that heartbeat.
But I tell you what, this one right here now, this one, we can have some excitement, man. This is a 1,600-meter final, man. We got Spencer Curtis in lane 1, Chris Springer in lane 2. We got Axel Moore right there in lane 3. We got Ryan Dawson in lane 4, Gabe Lyons, Jeffrey Puckett, Ashton Hale, and Miles Mead rounding out your field. Not as many nerves, but still, we get a jump somehow, some way.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Hey, but if I can eliminate one person from the field because of the call,
It is what it is.
hey,
That's one less person.
me no say.
And it really is quite a bit of strategy involved with that, right? Now, if anybody gets antsy, it could be the best skater, and they're out.
Facts.
They got no shot.
It's over.
It's
Race
over.
is over before it even starts.
Now, obviously, Gabe, took home the 1,000. That's kind of been his jam. I don't remember the last time he lost 1,000. 1,600's gotten away from him a few times. So this race is really up for grabs. It could be anyone's show. See if we can get off to a clean start here. And it looks like we're going to get it. Let's see who wants to get out front and control it. I'm pretty sure I knew who it was going to be. Miles Mead said, I got to get up out in front. It was a strategy that worked for me last time. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 15 laps to go. Mead, Hale. Oh, Ryan Dawson in the 3rd spot, but nope, just kidding. Here goes Axel Moore, burning up his finger a little bit, might have a blister. Spencer Curtis, though, he's like, hey, man, don't forget about me, dog. I'm in that 4th spot. I'm going to make my move now.
Just
Here
like
we go,
the women's
coming
race,
up.
a lot of movement.
A lot of
now.
movement
Front
right
to
now.
back, a lot of movement.
And how much confidence do you see growing, right? Axel Moore, I don't even remember where he finished in that first initial 1,000, and now all of a sudden he's mixing it up, he's passing, he's staying in the front.
He's aggressive. He's like you can see he's not backing down from anybody.
Not backing down one bit, but Miles Mead, man, he wants to control it. Spencer Curtis says, you know what? Hey, let me get a little shot at this control thing.
Hey, the lion is in
Uh-oh.
the back. The lion is in the back.
You see him, Carter. He's setting it up, right? Again, has a little bit of stress off his plate. He knows he's in the Grand Champions race. Doesn't have to make any drastic moves. We're going to cross the timeline. 9 laps to go. Mead, Curtis, Hale, your top 3. Springer now in that 4th spot, making a move right up to 3rd. Chris Springer, smart racer, guy that's very technically sound. He knows what he probably had in mind for his plan, and he's trying to execute.
Great move.
Very good move by Miles Mead. Went from 3rd to 1st in a hurry. We got some bumping for that 3rd and 4th spot. Here goes Chris Springer now. He's going to hit the NSC timeline with 6 laps to go. Springer, Mead, Curtis, and Hale, your top 4. You mentioned the Leon, Gabe Lyons, kind of hanging out in the back. Looks very comfortable. Look for him to make a move here. They're fighting for those top 3 spots. Ooh, got a little push. That might have been a push right there. Oh, no. Spencer Curtis takes a spill.
Best case scenario for Springer right now.
You may see a D-class from Hale, though. Looked like he might have shoved a little bit. Springer, he's got 3 to go. Check, 4 to go. Springer, Lyons, Hale, top 3. Oh, here goes Gabe now. Check. We got 2 laps to go. Excuse me. Ashton Hale moving into the 2nd spot. Gabe Lyons starting to turn it up. Ashton looks like he may be hurting a little bit. Oh, we got 1 lap to go.
You still got Puckett.
Gabe
Look for the
Lyons,
hammer. Look
way
for that
up.
drop.
He's out in front now. Here comes Jeffrey Puckett. Is he going to throw it? I thought he was going to throw it. Guys, that's how they're going to finish. Gabe Lyons.
He is pumped.
Ashton Hale and Chris Springer. I tell you what, for us, I don't want to call us elderly because I know we're not quite there yet.
Close.
For us veteran type guy, our veteran type guy, good to see Chris Springer get on the podium.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Representing, man.
Absolutely.
Chris grew up in the same era, right? He was a little younger, right? But grew up in the same era, so it's really cool to see a skater of his caliber still be able to mix it up, even though he may be one of the elder statesmen in the group. You know, Chris, at 33 years old, not an old person, but you know,
in the sport,
you're pretty old.
You're a dinosaur, 33 in this sport.
I tell you guys like this, I'm 1 call out away from coming back to the next event, always.
You know what? I tell you what, hopefully the fans at home start a social media campaign to get S-Dot back on the track. Man.
Hashtag bring S-Dot back.
Exactly, man. Hashtag bring S-Dot back.
Hashtag bring the big man back.
We've got some discussion here with the referees. I think you may see a D-class here. You know, there was definitely some pushing and shoving. Unfortunately, Spencer Curtis was the kind of recipient of the wrong end there. So we'll see when the final results come in. But we know who won that thing.
We know who won.
We know who won.
Clear winner.
Big 1-6, man. Gabe Lyons, man. You want to talk about a guy who's really excelled over these last 3 seasons. You know, it wasn't very long ago Gabe was a rookie. You know, Gabe now, you know, comes into this event kind of an experienced guy, right? This is his 6th year in the NSC. And you see that experience really paying off. Really never got too crazy, didn't panic. Kind of hanging out in that 6th, 7th spot most of the race. Kind of waited for, you know, Darwinism to kind of happen.
There's a lot
little
going
bit,
on
right?
front,
There's a
and
lot
he
going on
wasn't
front.
involved.
And he was not involved whatsoever. And, you know, he ends up being our race winner. So we'll catch up with Gabe here shortly. But pretty impressive turn of events for the young man out of Bonnie Lake.
Can we talk about this turnout tonight? Hold
Looking
on.
pretty good out there.
Let me check him again. Hold on.
S-Dot got to check their pulse.
Hello.
All right, we're going to take a look at this thing at the end here. Right there. As you see on the film, it looked like Ashton may have pushed Spencer. And so we'll see if we can get a ruling here. But if you run that back one more time, just to kind of see that, just so the folks at home can get a feel.
Well, no, we can't.
Nope, just kidding. They're taking a look at it, though. Here it is. Yeah, I don't know, Cheeks. What do you think?
Well, let's see. Well, what's happening?
You're going to see it here. We got some rubbing as racing. We're going to come around this corner and just kind of watch the subtle pull. I mean,
subtle.
That's a relay tag.
Little.
What do you think? What do you guys think?
Call
You're
it
the experts.
progression. They both went to third automatically. So they automatically went to third and fourth, in my opinion, based off of the way it went, because they both pushed themselves wide. Well, I say there were hands involved. Obviously, you don't turn around on your own, right? There was nothing that happened that slipped. If I had to make the call, if I were the officials, I would say a D class is warranted at this point. But I'm not the official. I'm just telling you what I see.
Well, we'll catch up here with Gabe Lyons, our 1,600-meter winner. But before that, we got some exciting racing coming up, man. These sprinters are back on the track.
500.
500-meter final, always exciting. Like Estot said, it's, you'd think, hey, 300 is going to set it up, but really it's a completely different race.
Man, 2 laps will make or break your life, especially if you haven't done anything in the other one, right? This is my race. I need this to make the Grand Champions race. I need to find 2 laps if I ain't got 2 laps in my bag.
And listen, Jacob's on the pole position. But remember, in the 3-lap, he thought there was a jump, and he didn't go. So he's mad.
He's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. And a guy we talked a little bit about it in terms of one of our veterans of the league, number 69, Donovan Sellers, didn't make it out of the 300-meter heat, right? Got edged out by Alex Holmes. But here he is, a veteran guy. He's raced a lot of 500s. I've seen him win this event. He's a guy that I'm really looking forward to make a move here. Now, Jacob Melton obviously won the 300.
Mm-hmm.
How much confidence do you think he's got going into this race now?
A lot. A whole lot. Once you win the first one.
Once you win the first one, you got monster mindset at that point.
Now, Estot, you think his strategy will be similar to what you saw? Hey, run the start, let everything happen behind me, try to run away with this thing?
I would probably play it a little more cautious because I still don't want to get hurt and I still want to have gas in the tank for the final, right?
And we have hundreds coming up too.
We got hundreds
which he's
coming
qualified
up.
for
I
as
got
well.
some other spots where I can probably leave here with a little payout. If I drop it all here, my 100's not going to be as good. My Grand Championship's not going to be as good, right? So I got to play this still strategically. I want to win, but I don't need to drop everything out. A second place will still get me the same place I'm going to get in the Grand Championship later.
It's a very good point.
And what we have, because we have a whole bunch of guys with really good starts, we don't know. Everyone's going to get to the corner about the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
This thing could go 6 wide,
So
you're saying?
if you're in first and everyone else behind you gets to it at the same time, immediate gap. And the race can be over. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We got Gabe Lyons coming up to the stage here. I'm going to let Estot catch up with Gabe this time around. Come on over.
It's back on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is like a natural occurrence for you.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting more comfortable up here, too.
Yeah. I love coming up here. This is why I win the race, so I can just come back up here.
My man, I sat and watched this race. You were so patient from the beginning. You chilled. You watched everybody do what they had to do. And you moved your way up. And then you capitalized on what happened. Walk me through a couple things in that race.
So going into that race, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to really go for the win or what was going to happen because I don't want to blow myself up too much. I still got the 100 and the 8 to go. But I was just looking for opportunities, waiting for them to present themselves, and one eventually did towards the end. It was perfect timing. Decided to just capitalize on it and go get the win.
So talk to me about saving energy and later, right? We have a long event, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's many races. There's many chances to take home a cash purse. Talk to me about your mindset on what do you do for this next event, going into the 100, going into the Grand Champions race, because you already sealed your Grand Championship race. So talk to me about what it looks like for you going forward.
Well, now going forward, I really just want to go for the 100. I'm going to try and run the fastest time I possibly can. And for the 800, just go out there and try and win it.
Well, good luck to you, Gabe. Pleasure. Always a good time watching you race. Good luck the rest of your night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So the official ruling on the men's 1,600-meter final, Ashton Hale was disqualified. So our placements will change a little bit in that 1,600. Obviously, Gabe Lyons, the clear-cut winner. Second place now becomes Chris Springer, and a guy that we talked about a lot. He makes on the podium, man. My man, Jeffrey Puckett. So listen, we thought it could be a D class, but you know what? When you look at the tape, we don't like DQing people, but it's an outstanding job. They want to keep everything fair. And, at the end of the day, I think that's the right call.
Rubbing is racing, but not when it takes you out of the position you were in, right? I'm okay with some hands, but don't take me out all the way.
You're exactly right. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 500-meter final for the men's side. In lane number 1, Jacob Anderson. Lane 2, Michael Pasquarella. Lane 3, Donovan Sellers. Lane number 4, Jacob Melton. Lane 5, Steven Spangler. And rounding out your field, number 11, Cameron James.
2 to 1, there's a jump. Oh, we're clean.
Oh, wow, we're clean. Oh, Jacob Anderson looks like he may take this start. Yes, sir. Cameron James, they are reeling him in a hurry. Here comes Donovan Sellers, though. Again, veteran. He's going to go ahead and sit. He's going to see if he can catch on to this top 3 pack, see if he can make a move. But Jacob Anderson is really pushing the pace. He is forcing the issue. 2 laps to go. Jacob Anderson, Jacob Melton, Cameron James. Uh-oh, looked like Melton put on the brakes a little bit there. We got 1 lap to go, and Jacob Anderson, he's going to run away with this thing. Cameron James making a move now. Let's see if Donovan Sellers got enough in the tank to make a pass, and he does not. But I'll tell you what, Jacob Anderson getting a win, man.
What a celebration.
Wow, I love the celebration.
What a
love the emotion. These guys work extremely hard, guys. Jacob Anderson's been in the league for 3 years. He's been on the podium 6 times, but he has 0 wins. So can you imagine? And again, you guys know this, right? First win of the year for him, first win of his career in the NSC. That's a big deal.
So a lot of people at home don't know this. The racers are all given a set of bearings and a set of wheels before an event. And that's what has to last you through all these events that you see right now, right?
We got rounds too now.
That comes into play. Weight comes into play. The way you skate the corners comes into play. So what you just saw right now was a display, and you saw some people kind of like not doing what you thought was going to take place. But a lot of factors come into play. I just wanted to put that on the field for everybody that's watching right now.
And I tell you what, Jacob Anderson has been a guy that has always had a great start. But the way he ran away with that race, it just looked different.
Like I said, there's a chip on the shoulder after the 300. He had something happened. He was angry, and he was like, I'm going to lay it out there. I love that. I love that. Someone didn't go your way. You can either let it beat you up or you can go beat people up.
Sure.
That's facts. You know, and I tell you what, he wasn't going to stay down. That young man took it personal.
Hey, so chip on the shoulder, right? But then what I saw was Jacob Melton comfortable, right? He's got a win. He's going to the Grand Championship race. Maybe lost a little bit, but maybe said maybe I can conserve some here.
It did look like that.
Out.
Yeah.
And then he said maybe I can just hold them off without having to chase him. And then next thing you know, he's being contested for that second place spot. But what happens when he's being contested, Jacob's lead just keeps growing while that second place is playing.
And again, like you said, Carter, he kind of, I don't want to say shut it down, but he wasn't giving chase. And that put Cameron James in a position to come out on top in the second spot.
Which I think puts Cameron on the bubble for the Grand Championship.
Well, here we go with the replay right here. Look at that start. Jacob Anderson, I mean, he came out with something to prove.
He looked comfortable, too.
He looked
Very
really comfortable. He's got all greens on, which I haven't seen anyone else in this event do. But he's rolling, man. You talk about roll. He going to have it.
He got some roll.
He's got some roll going, and shoot. You look at this. Look at him go. I mean,
so
he is way out in front.
You can see where Jacob kind of made the decision. I'm not chasing him anymore, but I'm going to defend second place at this point.
And Jacob was like, hey, I'm just going to grow this lead. Look at the elation, the excitement.
Great celebration.
That is what this sport is all about.
You know I'm a showman.
That's what it's all about. Phenomenal job by Jacob Anderson. And we'll get Jacob Anderson here on the stage shortly.
I'm not a Mamba.
But before we do that, we're going to cut over.
Oh, we're cutting over?
Torrey Carter shortly.
Get him, Torrey.
Oh, just kidding. Hold on. We are still getting some stuff set up as we start getting ready for these hundreds.
So I'm no Mamba, but I'm a showman, right? And that celebration right there, I love to see.
It was real.
Yeah, it was real. It's not just like I threw it in there to throw it in there. Like it was like a genuine reaction, and you see the excitement on his face.
We've planned celebrations before. They look planned. They always look planned.
Facts.
You know the difference.
Facts.
And that one was genuine as they come, man. That genuine excitement to see someone achieve something that he's probably been wanting to do since he joined the league, right? Everybody want to win.
He has.
And he's done that. He did a phenomenal job, and we'll catch up with our 500-meter champ here shortly. Well, obviously the stage is not completely set, but we got a pretty good outlook for what we may see in tonight's Grand Champions races. How do you guys see it shaping out? And let's start for you, Estot. Let's talk about the women's side.
Women's side for me, Jessica looks like the clear front runner right now. Jazzy might be giving some chase. There's a couple others that may be in the mix depending on what takes place. If Jessica gets herself in the mix, I don't think it's going to be good for her. Out front is where she needs to be.
Okay, Cheeks. We'll go to the men's side, man. There's a lot of dudes that can win this thing.
It's who knows.
Anybody's race.
You know what I mean? Gabe looked great. The sprinters have looked great. Both Jacobs. 2 Jacobs and a Gabe for a fight. I mean, those are your front runners, but at the same time, Miles looks good.
Miles looked really good, and he ain't afraid to mix it up.
Hey, comfortable. Looks good and comfortable. That's the key part you got to remember, comfortable.
Well, we talked about him. We're going to get our 500-meter champion, Jacob Anderson, right here on the stage and catch up with my man.
Michael Cheekler.
What's up, dude? Jacober.
Language.
Right here.
Right here.
Congratulations, her.
Oh, I appreciate her.
So, tell me what's going on. No, let's go.
All right, I had to get some rumor.
Right. So, tell me about your day. What your thought? 300-meter start. Questionable. Some weird stuff happened.
No,
you thought there was a jump. You didn't react.
Yeah, it's a mistake on both ends. It was, in my opinion, it was an obvious jump. But also on my end, I should have gone. But I just didn't. I don't know why. I just didn't. I thought it was getting called back.
And it wasn't.
No. So after they were.
I'm sure your coach, whoever he may be, will have some words about that one. I'm sure he'll talk to you about if you don't hear a whistle, you keep running.
Yeah, you just keep on going. So I was trying to get back up to third in the 300. Just not enough time. They were too far out, but gave it my best effort and showed everybody not to just give up. And
so talk to me about the mentality. Okay, you have that race. That goes through your head. I could tell you were locked. Yeah. Like on the starting line, everyone else looked like they were joking around, laughing around. You look like you're locked in.
Yeah.
Were you had something to prove?
I was, I wouldn't say I was pissed off, but I was pretty upset, and I needed to make a statement for the 300. I just go out there and do the best I can. I know my capability, and it upsets me if I don't get a chance to show it. So that was my chance to show it. I just went out there and did it.
Grand Champions, what you think?
I'm feeling good. Not sure what to really expect. We're just going to go skate, step through the turn, and hopefully keep everybody behind us, All
right. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
All right, Cameron, congratulations. You just got second in the 500. Walk me through your race. How did it feel, and what would you do differently if you could do it again?
Well, first thing, off the start, you want to get mostly ahead of people, but it's tough being on the outside, trying to get in the pack with everybody, because it's easy to just kind of get washed out with the pack of people. But I came out third, felt pretty good. I was just at least trying to keep up with the top two. I looked back, and we had a little bit of a gap, and I don't know if it was 2 or 3 to go. I started getting jammed. I see the guy in front of me looking back, so I don't know if he was blown up or if he's jamming for somebody else, but he was jamming me pretty hard.
So once again, guys, the women are going to
got a little fed up with it, kind of
you guys out there in the crowd,
helped myself around them, and just skated the rest of the race. Got second, so.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So your first time medaling?
I skated this 2018 was the last time I skated.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's been
congratulations.
5 years.
Well, it's a good comeback.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Cameron.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.
Again, great job by Tori Carter. Excellent addition to our media team. Catching up with that second place winner, Cameron James. And again, Cameron kind of mentioned it, Cheeks. It's been a little while since he raced NSC. The last time he raced, he was pretty good.
Pretty good. He's not happy with second.
No.
I like that. I respect that.
And you know what? He's a guy in the Grand Champions race. If he can make his way to the front, he's tough.
Could be some trouble.
He can be some trouble. Well, we got our hundreds coming up.
Oh, God.
But before we get to that, I'm going to start with you, Cheeks. Talk to me, man. If you had a Mount Rushmore of women NSC skaters, who would you put on that Mount Rushmore? No particular order.
Okay. I think Kelsey Hellman has to be on there.
Absolutely.
Most winningest, I think.
She's amazing. multiple-time grand champion.
Multiple. Let's go, Francesca.
Ooh.
Francesca Hall. Francesca Hall. Got it right.
Hall,
Got
that's
it right.
Baby on the way.
Baby on the way.
Congratulations,
you
you
guys.
two.
Brandon, Francesca, we miss you. I'm Corey. It's got to be Corey.
Oh, God, Corey, man, she was good, wasn't she?
To me, she is probably.
All right, we'll catch your last one in the Mount Rushmore. Right now on the track, Tori Weber tearing it up. Holy, she's moving. Let's see. She's going to finish with a time of 9.01. Hey, talking about setting the bar now. It's a pretty good bar to be set by the youngster out of Florida. She's got a bright future in this sport, no doubt. Very impressive trials with NSC. Obviously been doing some work outdoors as well.
9.00.
Oh, just kidding. Official time 9.00. So he's hitting 9 flat. We're going to see if we can lower the bar here. But all right, Cheeks, before we get to our next racer, obviously we talked about Cheska, we talked about Corey, we talked about Kelsey. Who's number 4? Mount Rushmore.
Right now.
Right now.
I'm going to say Aaron. But at the end of this event, that might change.
Hey, that's what we're talking about up to this point.
Up to this point.
And that's a what have you done for me lately type of deal. So right now, Michael Cheeks women Mount Rushmore. We got Kelsey Rogers, by the way.
Yep.
Kelsey, if you're listening, shout out to you. We miss you. We got Francesca Hall, Corey Stoddard, and Aaron Jackson. I like that Mount Rushmore.
Subject to change.
Subject to change. All right, here we go now on the track. Graceland Marlowe Alpers from Tracy, California. Ooh, she's dipping now. Holy smokes.
That was a great entry.
Love that entry on that first corner.
I'm going to say we
Let's
got
see
a
what
new
we got.
time.
I think we got a new time. She looks too smooth.
Oh, 909.
Nope.
Unofficially 9.09. I don't know, Esther. It looked like her second entrance wasn't quite as
Not
clean.
like the first.
Not like the first.
First was good.
All right, Esther. All right, we got to go to you now. We'll stay on the women's side. Who's your Mount Rushmore? And we're talking NSC, right? Who will be your
All
top
time,
4?
sprint, distance, everything?
Yeah, all together with the women's side.
Aaron sticks out for me, and I go there because Aaron has done monumental things for our sport.
No question.
She gives back, and she still competes going back and forth, right? So Aaron sticks out. One of my 4 will be subject to change, as we have just heard, because we have a new great that's
We do.
not going
We have an
anywhere.
emerging great.
It's not going anywhere. I'll time out for Michaela's run right here.
And here we go.
I'll give you the rest.
Right on cue, we'll catch the rest of S.Dot's Mount Rushmore of NSC racers. Now, Michaela Lyons already really doing work today. Second place in both the 1,300 and the 1,000. First 2 times on the podium. And she's going to go.
908.
Oh, 9.08. I tell you what, I told you, man. Tori Weber, man, she set a high bar. 900, high bar.
Yeah. The amount of girls that have gone under 9 is not big. It's not a huge
a long
number.
list. Not a long list.
So the fans at home know, you may see the clock stopping, but we are stopping the time up here on the stage also.
Yes.
Don't think that just because like a clock stopped, didn't stop, whatever the case may be, that it didn't, and they're just guessing. We're not guessing.
All right. Talk to me as we get our next contestant warming up.
Man,
who rounds out your field on the Mount
we
Rushmore
all have
women?
watched this for years, right? And it's, I mean, the original OGs really weren't like, they didn't really sustain the whole thing. We just had a whole bunch of people coming over and over and over,
Sure.
right? But the ones that stick out, Mike hit a lot of them. Big man hit a lot of them on the head, man. Kelsey is another
I know,
one.
Kelsey,
I can't leave Kelsey out of the
amazing.
conversation.
Corey, amazing. Francesca, amazing.
Corey's just like Aaron. You can't keep her out of there. Francesca, oh my God.
Speaking of
Francesca. Ooh, and younger sister Gabby is cooking.
ripping.
She's cooking right now. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to cross it at. Oh, man. That second entrance is getting people right now, S-Dot. 9.13. Phenomenal run.
One more girl we can't leave out. Obviously, we can't leave out Brittany Bowe. She
Well,
just wasn't here that
here's
much.
the
But
deal.
we didn't see B-Bo that much.
Only one, I
Brittany
think.
Bowe obviously has done tremendous things
Amazing.
for the sport.
Shout out to B-Bo.
Also a Division I basketball player. Let's
Shout
not,
out to
let's,
B-Bo.
Let's not forget about that part.
Buckets.
But I agree, right? She was a one-eventer. We caught her, right, as her ice career really was taking off.
Right. If you're talking about skating in general, it's different. But
No
if we're
question.
talking
But
about
we're talking about NSC, man. Talking about
NSC,
NSC.
she doesn't quite make it.
Not quite. But you know what? We'd be some suckers if we didn't mention her.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, but my Rushmore looks like Mike's Mount Rushmore, and I mean, it's unequivocal. The guys goes a little bit deeper and a little bit wider.
Oh, we'll get to the guys here shortly, but first and foremost, Jasmine Foster. That's a really good build-up lap for Jasmine. Here she goes. She's putting down some power. Oh, that second entrance, man, is getting everybody. But hey, it didn't get Jazzy too much. 8.97.
Unofficial, but
Unofficial.
looks like we might have a new leader.
I think we got a new leader, S-Dot. I really do.
I can
Gotta
tell
love
you-
that.
So, for whatever reason, I'm a skeptic. I'm a standstill guy, right? Standstill 100 meters, but let's listen.
That's a true sprint.
I think. But for the excitement part of things, the rolling, right?
And I think what I love about the rolling start is it gives athletes that might not have as good of acceleration, aka Michael Cheeks, they get a chance to build their speed, and you can truly see who's going the fastest for one lap. Now that doesn't necessarily constitute as who's the best sprinter, but it definitely gives you some information on who can go really fast. And one person that can go really fast, Cheeks, is this young lady on the track,
right here.
Mackenzie Robinson. We saw her do some serious work earlier in that 500 meter.
Wind up is not that good. Jazzy's wind up was better.
I like the
think.
wind. I don't like it as much as Jazzy's, that's for sure, but we'll see if her strategy pays off. She looks pretty smooth.
Call it 9-8.
She looks pretty smooth.
Oh. Excuse me?
Hey, guys. Do not sleep on the technique. When you watch that run, Cheeks, in terms of technically sound, she might not have looked like she was accelerating very fast, but boy, she hit the entry almost perfectly on both. And then we have a new leader. What, did he say 8.73?
I believe that's what he said.
I think 8.73 for Mackenzie Robinson. What are we talking? These times are getting insane.
That's nuts.
Everybody listening at home, I retract my statement. If you could see my face right now. Wow. What speed.
Wow. Mackenzie Robinson proven to be easily one of the fastest ladies in the world right now indoors.
You talked about setting the bar.
Whew.
You hate to follow a crazy time.
You hate to follow a crazy time, but you know what? We saw this young lady right here, and we know she can sprint. She walked away from the field in that 300. She's a rookie from Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's been skating her whole life, though, so this isn't anything new for her. This is honestly, when you've been doing it at a high level, even when you're a little kid, right? She said she started speed skating at 5. Well, for 10 years, she's been doing this. So she's no stranger to competition.
Early
We're going to
build.
see what happens here. Early build. Oh, my God. Guys.
Wow.
She's out here cooking right now.
Wow. She skipped
Oh,
the
my God.
handshake.
Guys.
She skipped
We
the handshake.
might have a new leader here. She's moving way too fast. Oh, my goodness.
She drifted.
Drifted just a little bit out of that
far
last corner. Yes.
So that's that inexperience, though, also. You know what wins this race? In my opinion, what wins this race? Somebody steps into a corner, one corner. You win that race. Nobody steps in.
I tell you what I really loved about that run, though. Just her compact nature of her stride, right? She's so compact, but getting so much power out of each push. That's an incredible. I mean, I'm telling you. Alicia McBride, she's 16 years old, guys.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's not forget.
Let's not forget
First
about that.
NSC, also 16.
Also 16. That's a very impressive run.
You know what time it is, right?
Hold on now. Okay, listen now. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's start with last year.
I believe 8.73 is the standard right now, but let's not forget who has the record in this event. This young lady ran 8.58 at NSC 35.
And it was so fast, people thought it was fake.
People thought it was fake. And if an 8.73 was run, and we're having someone that we believe the floor conditions a little bit better, that's run 8.58, I'm looking for a really fast. We might have unprecedented time in this one.
There's some nerve.
We on concrete.
We
There's
on
some
concrete.
nervous guys over here right now. There's some guys watching.
Uh-oh, and here goes the. I
the
love the
wind
build.
up.
The wind-up lap here is. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness, the entry is unbelievable. Look at the entry. Oh, she's crossing. Oh, little slip. Is she to hold on? Yes, she is. Oh. Not quite the 8.58, but
a little slip.
Guys, a little slip in runs 8.68. These are the things that make me never want to put on skates again.
Who does she remind you of? Not just in general. Just give me that lean, that form.
Jeremy Anderson.
My guy.
Looks like Jeremy Anderson.
Hey, best of all time.
I'm telling you right now.
In my opinion, entry's best of all time.
Nobody better. In fact, and this is something maybe you guys don't know, but the reason I started speed skating way back in the 90s was because I watched Jeremy Anderson. He was a floor guard, and we'd do fast skate, and that dude made it look so easy. I said, I want to be like him.
That's dope.
One of the GOATs. One of the GOATs.
For sure.
And very, very similar, especially the way she enters that turn. Obviously had a little bit of slip, but when you – come on, bro. You have a slip and you run 8.68.
Remember that Mount Rushmore we're talking about?
Who you replacing?
We might be
We're not going to wait. Let's give you one more race.
Yeah, one more race.
And then let me see.
Okay.
But we may be carving out a new spot.
Yeah.
In that Mount Rushmore
So
of
wait,
ladies.
are we adding or replacing?
You got to replace. It's got to be 4.
Got to replace. And I don't know who we're taking off, but listen.
Why can't we just have a new fixture?
Listen, I tell you what, though, S-Dot, that young woman right there, she just chipped her first block, maybe even second.
Yeah.
If she can pull it out tonight in the Grand Champions race and in a fashion that we've seen her win in the past, she could be knocking on the door on that Mount Rushmore of NSC, that's for sure.
I agree.
Well, before we get to the guys, and we'll start with you this time, S-Dot, we'll really kind of have you focus on the sprint side of it. NSC, sprinters, male division, top 4, Mount Rushmore for S-Dot. And you can include yourself. You ain't got to be humble.
You know, I'll keep myself off because I wasn't like a consistent fixture.
Okay.
But they all know, like, when I was on the line, I was a problem, right? But I'll keep myself off the Mount Rushmore out of the sheer fact that there were several.
Well, who are you going with first? And then we'll get to Chris Springer, our first male competitor in the 100.
B. Hall, my God.
Oh, B. Hall. B. Hall, I know you listen, boy.
B. Hall.
Dog, that boy was cooking.
Hey, why I say that real quick before this jumps off? I used to smack him. And then he came back and I couldn't touch him.
The start. He just had a start that was unbelievable. Well, here we go. We got our first male competitor of the night in the 100. We got Chris Springer. Ooh, he's cooking. One of the more technically sound skaters in the league. Oh, struck too much speed in that corner. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he ran faster than Jessica. You know what I mean? She already picked off one of the guys. And listen, 8.71 ain't nothing to golf at.
No.
He's running a fast time. But that little slip in that last entry, I think cost.
You get excited. You try and go faster than you should. You skate too much.
Skate a little too much.
But not being a natural sprinter, good run for Springer.
Absolutely. Good run for Mr. Springer. Now, all right, back to you, S-Dot. Okay, we talked about B. Rizzy. We know he's on that Mount Rushmore. Who's some other?
Next guy, he's very versatile.
Who we got?
Jeremy Anderson, my guy.
Jeremy, I'm telling you, man, that dude was one of the funnest guys to watch because it didn't matter what kind of shape he came in. He could be training the whole time or not at all.
Yeah,
and he was going to be in the mix.
Shout out Hammer and Husky.
Hammer and Husky, man.
Hammer and Husky.
The Hammer and Husky, baby.
I used to hate when he was on the line. I hated it.
Well, hey.
It would be continued.
Well, a guy that's making his presence felt tonight on the endurance side of things, Jeffrey Puckett, had not been on the podium before, so he has his first podium appearance tonight.
Can we call him the People's Champ?
Puckett's kind of the People's Champ.
I like that.
He really is the People's Champ. You know, a guy that overcame extreme adversity, came back to the sport, about 5 or 6 years ago, and has done nothing else but just roll. Hey, listen, 8.73 for Puckett ain't no slouch.
He just came back from another injury also more recently as well, so well played for Puckett.
But let's just call it what it is, okay? We're all competitors here.
Jessica knocked
right now, Jessica Brooks is the leader of the men.
Knocked 2 guys off.
She's the leader right now.
Knocked 2 guys off.
You know what's funny, the difference between 8.6 and 8.5? 8'5", you're like, are the guys going to get her?
Yeah.
At 8'6", you're like, well, I
Right
think
there,
we're
right
safe.
there,
I think
right.
we're safe, but
Well,
uh-oh, sleeper time.
Sleeper time. Miles Mead's been cooking.
He might not care enough just to get a nice time.
And we'll catch S-Dot's last two on his Mount Rushmore after Miles' run. Miles has already shown that he is definitely capable of not only competing but winning. He's been in the mix in both of the distance races, and he has been reckless abandon in terms of his entry.
He looks.
Oh my goodness, guys!
He looks.
left.
Oh,
that was a sick
nice
cross.
step in right there. Crossed it in. Oh, he's moving, guys. I think we're
believe
gonna
we
have
have
a new
a new
leader,
leader.
guys. Yes, we do.
We have a new leader.
And 844. Woo, guys! When we start getting in the 8.4s, that's when it starts really getting tough to move the needle. So
8'4" is that number 2 that
that's
puts
that
a little
number.
pressure on everyone.
It puts a little bit of pressure, man. Listen, he's 17 years old out of Pensacola, Florida, and you can tell, you know, this is Miles, I believe, his third event, and you can tell he's put in the work. This young man came in ready. He came in focused. He knew what he wanted to do, and he's already set the bar pretty high for the rest of the field. All right, S-Dot, give me another one of your Mount
Number
Rushmore.
3 on Mount Rushmore for me is going to be Gabe, my guy. Gabe has proven over and over again he's a versatile skater also.
Okay.
And he capitalizes when he needs to capitalize, right? Like,
Okay.
He's won tonight countless times on a different playing field. But we know he can sprint too.
We know he can sprint too.
I don't take that away from him. He's a sprinter.
I like that.
He's endurance.
I absolutely love that. And we'll catch up with your final piece of Mount Rushmore after the young man, Roman Alvarado, 77. He's smooth as all get out. Look at him moving. I'm talking about this dude from Orlando, Florida has already been impressive. He's a second place finisher in the 300, and he's cooking. 8.53 isn't going to move the needle, though.
No, that's a good
That's
time
a good
for
time.
newcomer.
Especially his first time doing this.
Cheek, we know what
it
this
takes a little.
brings.
Yeah, right. It takes
With
a little
the crowd,
practice.
It's their first time
Yeah.
here. You're trying to learn the laps. You're making sure that you're building up the right time. This takes a lot of.
And you're 16 years old.
And you're 16 years old.
And you're 16.
Well, impressive run.
You got to worry about running at 8'5" and also passing driver's ed. Like these are the
Right, right. He's worried about passing driver's ed. Meanwhile, he's got to try to beat 8.44 from Miles Mead. All right, round it out for me, S-Dot.
I
Top
wasn't
4
going to,
Mount
but
Rushmore.
I'm going to. It's me, my guy. It's me. It's me.
Listen,
it's me. I'm the problem.
I think a Mount Rushmore and NSC sprints without S. Carter is no Mount Rushmore to be spoken
I'm
of.
the problem.
I love every second of it. Well, hey, we know this guy. We just talked about him, Cameron James, rocking the number 11. You know, Cameron James out of Concord, North Carolina, finished second in that 500. He's making his first NSA appearance since 2019 where he was on the podium. He really did work in that last NSC. When you look at his performance, he's been on the podium 3 different times. He has 2 wins at that last event. And here he goes. He is now cooking. Let's see if he can get a better entry. That first one was a little bit wide. Let's see if he can lower the bar. And he's going to.
Just so you
Ladies
know.
and gentlemen.
My God.
8.33.
Oh, my God.
This is what he does.
Oh,
he never looks
God.
like it's fast, and then he goes across the line. 8'3", cool.
Hey, not for nothing. I can't stand a sprinter that don't look like they're going fast. Can't
Yeah.
stand them. But well played, Cameron James.
Cameron James, man. 8.33. Guys, if this bar goes any lower, man, we might be approaching some uncharted territory.
Guys.
And he's sitting in the crowd.
Guys.
Look at him. I love it.
We're on concrete. Time's going to drop. We got some hitters in the box still.
Exactly. We got some straight hitters in the box.
And he's going to sit back and watch.
And I love every second of it. Cameron James, man, taking it all in. He's over there kicking it with the fans. But I guess if you run 8.33, you really could do whatever you'd like.
You can do whatever you want.
And unless someone going to run 8.2, you can do whatever you'd like. Well, Cheeks, we'll catch up with your Mount Rushmore of endurance athletes, and we'll start after Jacob Melton's run. The young man, number 15, 17 years old. Jacob Melton has been very, very impressive tonight. He took home the 300 in impressive fashion. He was in the mix on the podium in the 500. The Vero Beach native We know he can run top speeds. Let's see if he gets a good build-up lap here, which it looks like he's starting.
Whoa.
That acceleration is crazy.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Uh-oh. He's getting at the timeline now. We're on. Here we go. He's looking very smooth. He is rolling out of the corner. Let's see if he can lower the bar. He's going to have a time of, not quite,
8.5.
8.51.
Felt a little timid to me.
Especially on that last corner.
Felt a little timid to me.
Had some confidence in the first corner.
First
he came
corner
out really
looked
well.
solid.
But it just didn't look like he could get that left foot down on that second corner. Well, the young man from Vero Beach has already stamped his ticket to the Grand Champions race. He's kind of hanging on right now, fighting for a podium spot in the 100, but does not lower the bar. Your current leader, Miles Mead,